What's up, Level Uppers? Welcome to the Level Up Show, episode 198. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make the show Midori, and I'm joined tonight by the classy douchebag, Mike McLaughlin.
Hello.
And welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Week off, 1 week off. I was in Disney World,
Oh, gee,
most magical
I
place
never would
on
have guessed.
Earth. I'm representing tonight.
That was
also got
subtle.
my cup
Wow, you
as
keep it
well.
really subtle.
Yeah. And apologies to anybody who didn't know and was like, where are all the streams? We did take a little bit of a week off. Mike did stream, though. You got in your Tuesday stream, got in your Sunday stream.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
go as well as I wanted to.
Yeah,
Little
we were just talking about that
Odd
prior to the show.
difficulties. I have no idea what the deal was with it still, but yeah, that was very frustrating. So we had to find a workaround
Yeah.
for Discord.
I've been there, man. Yeah,
Trust me,
it sucks sometimes.
Remember when we did the coming back stream?
Yes.
And we had to redo?
Yes,
the second
I do
take? Yes,
remember
trust
that
me, I
very
know
well.
very well.
Yeah, it happens, man. Sometimes it happens. But I also came back Friday night to a huge stream, like a 5-hour stream, reacting to both the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience, which we'll be recapping tonight. We're going to talk about all of the announcements, all the reveals, all the little jokes and jabs and
Yeah,
all
it was
that.
good.
And
Did you actually go back and watch a lot
I
of it?
watched a lot of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and PlayStation Experience, I watched a bunch of the panels today. I watched the Tsushima one. I watched Concrete Genie. I watched
I'm really
The
mad
Last
that
of
I
Us.
missed the kind of funny because I saw the clip where Greg Miller is like shirtless with his Spider-Man mask. Did you see that?
Yes, so I saw the GIF of it, but
That's all I saw, and I'm like, man, why did I stop watching?
there's also Hideo Kojima one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The actual show floor for PlayStation Experience looked
Was
awesome.
amazing.
A lot of really cool stuff there. A lot of people disappointed in the conference itself. I understand
Eh.
why. I mean, they did lower expectations, but I understand why people would
for
be
good
disappointed.
reason, but that was
Yeah.
entertaining. And actually,
Yeah.
for all the de-hyping that they did, and I was very vocal about how I didn't like how they were approaching it. I didn't like how they were presenting it, beforehand, because there was no excitement to it in my eyes.
Yeah.
But that was great. I made a comment, but I really liked how Sean was made less and less relevant as the night went on.
Just kept pushing over to the side.
And, like, they keep moving down. But
Yeah, we'll talk about that. There isn't too much to talk about during the keynote, but the panels had some interesting little tidbits of news. So we'll talk about everything we possibly can from the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience, and there's also some other cool stories from this past week. So,
yes.
what do you play this week though? What happened
What did
while I was
play?
gone?
What happened while well, I played Rust. I was very naked for a very long time. I had to basically find out how to do things. I didn't know anything about I thought I knew stuff about Rust. I knew nothing about Rust. I don't know what you know about Rust.
I know nothing about Rust.
Okay, so Rust, it's an open world game, and I saw people playing it here and there, but I always saw people like mid game, I guess. So most of the time they're like mostly naked. No, you are completely naked. So I found that out right away. There is junk hanging out all over the place.
A lot of
Everybody
naked
has
stuff, yeah.
Lots of bush going on.
You see all this?
Oh yeah, all of it. Just big giant dangle.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Jeez.
Boobs, everything.
Wow.
Yes. So did not know that going in there.
Is
So
that like adult only when you get to that level?
I didn't know. It's not even a level. It's like the beginning of the game. That is what you are. Like you go into your inventory and bam, big guy package right there.
Big
waiting
guy
for you.
package.
Waiting for you. You already have a stick. Apparently you're equipped with. But
Just need
that
the
said,
the rope now.
need
The strand.
The strand. Oh, would you want to rope that off? Anyway, so it definitely opened my eyes up to a different type of game that I wasn't expecting. Because I lucked out. The first game I played, there was a guy that comes over to me, he starts hitting me with a rock. Basically, you have a rock and a torch.
Wait,
That's
let
all
me
you have.
let me clarify something here. Is this open world where other people
Yes.
are also in it with you?
Imagine like PUBG, but like the same idea as PUBG, but the map doesn't shrink on you.
Okay.
All right. So I have a rock and a torch, but so does everybody else when they spawn.
Okay.
And this guy comes over, and I go over towards him, and he hits me, and I'm like, ah, fuck, and I run away, and I don't know how to like chat in the game yet.
Oh fuck!
So I like run away. And he's like, oh wait, I'm sorry, man. And he like comes back and he's like talking to me, and I'm like, all right. And so he's like helping me. He like, and it was almost. Do you ever hear like a story, like the stories about like an animal that thinks you are a bad version of that animal, so they like have pity on you and they keep like bringing you stuff, thinking
Okay.
like you're like. Do you ever know that that's what cats do? Cats
No.
think that humans are actually bad hunters, so that's why they leave like dead animals at your doorstep.
Don't
in your
involve
house.
myself with cats in any way.
I mean,
That's a choice of mine.
it's I mean,
Yeah,
teach
F
their own.
cats.
Bad decisions aside, but they leave you things, those gifts that they leave you. People talking about they leave you a dead bird and everything like that.
I know
That's
that,
them
yes.
saying, "Oh, you're a bad hunter, and I have pity on you," doing that.
Did
So
you know
this
that
guy,
cats kill like a
everything?
billion birds a year?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Tons of.
I'm not even lying.
They are
like that's not
the
like an
worst.
exaggeration. They
Like,
kill like a
Do you
billion
ever have
birds a year.
conversations with Steph about this?
No.
One of our friends who's
Veterinarian?
Is she a veterinarian now?
Yeah,
know
I think she
was-
is. Yeah,
I know she was doing some wildlife protection stuff. I don't know.
she's the person they ask us.
But yeah, she was like I've talked to her. But anyway, that said, I'm getting sidetracked like crazy. He starts like leaving me things. And he's like, "Here, you suck. Take this." And I'm like, okay, so I'm starting to realize that, and I'm watching him, and he basically goes over and finds one of these other dead bodies laying on the beach, and he starts bashing it with the rock. I'm like, okay. So, and he comes back over to me, drops meat, and I pick up the meat, but it's human meat. And I'm
Oh,
like,
jeez.
oh boy.
Cannibal?
And he's also leaving me like skull part, like bones and stuff like that. And you can use all these things, and I mean, obviously you eat the meat, you heat that up and you eat it.
Cannibalism.
If you don't heat it up, you do throw up in the game, which is kind of interesting. I like that. But you go around and basically you're just trying to craft stuff and survive, and you can build things. What is nice about the game is that obviously if you die, you lose everything on your body, but people will build these elaborate houses and everything like that, and then they can lock the houses up and have lock safes and everything like that in there, so you can leave all your equipment in there. So even if your character dies at that time, your stuff is always in the game for you.
Okay.
But so I ended up surviving. I'm going around trying to do all these things. I end up finding here and there. I'll find a person that is nice and on my side. Tries to help me out. At one point, I was walking by myself and I came across. I didn't realize it at first, and I saw it, but I didn't. You ever see something and you don't realize what you see, and then all of a sudden it clicks on you, and I go back to the dead body. And it's like Drew M.
Yeah, I saw
and I'm
that.
like, oh my god! And I start bashing. I think someone made a clip of it. Like, I own this
yes.
show. I own this show now.
Yes.
I'm the captain now.
I saw that. I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
I did see that.
So that was
Yes.
good. But yeah, so the game is interesting. I'm very excited to get back into it again when I do have more time. But it's definitely a game where you want to sink yourself into for a period of time just so you can get the hang of things.
Right.
So that's something I'm very excited to jump back into again at some point. What else? Fortnite. Just
50
more
v
Fortnite.
50,
But
yeah.
the 50v50 dropped the other day. And it's fun. I don't know if you got a chance to play it at all
I'll be
yet.
playing it. I'm going to do it next Friday. So Monday
Okay.
and Wednesday, I'm going to do Persona 5, and then next Friday, I am going to
What
do
day is next
Fortnite
Friday?
50v50. What was
What day
that?
of the week is next Friday?
It's still
It's still in
active
the
now.
time thing. That's so
Yeah.
weird. I don't like that. I don't understand why they're doing that. That's a very short.
I think
time
it
span.
ends after next weekend.
Okay.
I think
That's still,
Sunday
that's
or
so
whatever's
short.
the last
No
day,
one
yeah.
else has ever done an event that quick.
Maybe they're just testing
And
a
that's the
desire. Like they want to see if people want it to
assumption.
stay.
But why would you just only do it for that period of time? You know what I mean? Like if you're testing the desire, you can test the desire for as long as you fucking want. You make the game.
Because it makes it special. And
guess.
I think people are going to want to jump in there. And I think they're doing it right now because PUBG is just about to come out on Xbox One X. And
Tuesday.
yeah,
2 days
so
from now.
they're trying to do like a little event that's like making it very
Little
special because
jazz,
it's only
and
a
it's-
week long. And it's like, hey, do this instead of
Yeah,
that.
that. And it's I mean it's fun. It's very entertaining. It's different in a good way. Like the fear that you get when you drop into one of these games, especially if you do solo. You have that fear of like, holy shit, what the hell's around me? In that game, it's like, oh shit, I hope there's people around me. So it brings a different mindset. Half the time when I've played so far, I don't even play with the squad I get paired with. I end up playing with other people, and you can see their little icons on there. And again, you can't talk to them because God forbid they put in-game chat. So you just either dance or do the teabag.
Yeah,
Moving
that was
around.
also a really funny clip I saw. The one where you guys got perfectly in sync.
Oh my god, that was so perfect.
that was
That was all
impressive.
because Kelly just decided to kill this kid. He was being a little annoying, So don't
I
be
heard
annoying
the
against
kid.
him.
I was like, "Who's this kid? This kid is
he's
like really
So-
young,
yeah,
like clearly
really
very,
young. He's
very
like
young."
8 years old, maybe
Yeah.
maybe Danny's age, something like that. And that was I did not ever see that being planned out that well again.
That was impressive, very impressive. So obviously I didn't play anything, but I do want to talk about Disney World a little bit.
Okay.
What I want to talk about most is Pandora.
Mm.
The newest park in Disney World, a part of Animal Kingdom, opened up in May, I believe, and it was the thing I was most excited about heading to Disney World.
Now here's the thing. Dean thought it was impressive, but much smaller than he thought it would be.
It's small. It's not big. It's an area with 2 rides, a little mini restaurant, and that's about it, and a shop.
Do you
But
eat,
that's
like,
what I
animals?
expected. Was it?
In the restaurant, like, is there like weird
No,
scary creatures to eat?
it is and it isn't. Like the one restaurant they have is a bowl where you like mix a bunch of stuff together.
You're
and
not like sitting in a
they
big giant
name
mixing bowl. Right?
everything
It's like,
weirdly, but
Okay.
it obviously it's normal food.
Malchtek.
Yeah, like they
that's,
do
like,
the
soup?
the weird stuff like that. Yeah. But what I want to focus on most are the two rides. So the one is the Navi River ride, which is pretty much just you sitting in a boat. Evie was on that one.
That's the famous picture of Evie,
No, that
right?
was
Oh, okay.
the Frozen ride in
Oh
Epcot
boy.
that had a drop on it. The
Oh,
river
did it?
ride in Navi River ride, that is just very slow, very beautiful. You are like in the nighttime forest of,
Neon, like, luminescence
oh
and
yeah,
everything.
all
Okay,
the
cool.
creatures, and it was super impressive. And they had this huge animatronic of the mother
Okay.
from Avatar. The mother of
The
Natiri.
tree?
Um,
Oh.
no, the mother itself. But they're huge. They're like 10 feet
Right.
tall, and you were like
So it's like
going
the
up
height
on
of
it.
Doctor Disrespect.
It's
Like,
huge.
legit.
Like you were like, wow, that thing is so massive, and the animatronics on it were amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what we did the first time we went to Animal Kingdom, and then 2 days later we went back to Animal Kingdom because we had a fast pass for the Flight of Passage, which is where you actually go
Fly?
into an avatar. You design your avatar. You go into the avatar, and then you get to have your own Ikran, which is the dragon, the banshee they also call it.
Right, okay.
In Avatar. And there's like a 10-minute orientation where you like you have to get your avatar, and it designs it to look a little bit like you, and very cool setup. But have you been on Soaring? Anybody here on Soaring in Epcot? It's the one where you're on like a hang glider.
Okay.
So it's kind of like that, where it's an enormous screen, right? You're not moving at all, really. The
Okay.
the thing you're in moves a little bit to simulate, and you're really close
Right.
to an enormous screen.
I get what you're talking about.
And but on this one, you have 3D glasses on.
Okay, so that's pretty
So
cool.
you get on this kind of like, it looks like a bike, right? And they tell you to put your chest against this foam pad thing, and then this thing comes behind you and like squeezes you against it, and then these things grab the front of your shin and the back of your calf here. So you're
Sounds
like
a little bit like a
you're-
BDSM right here.
you're in like this thing that is sensing you in all different ways. You look down and there's a screen that like shows you, and you're like looking at yourself, and then forward is just this huge wall, what seems to just be a wall. And then the ride starts, and just everything starts flickering. And you know how in Avatar it does that weird like portal thing where like when you like suck into
Yeah.
the, so
Like
it does
pretty much
that,
every
and then all of a
sci-fi
sudden you're
movie
on
ever.
a freaking banshee, and I can't even explain to you how real this freaking thing felt. Like it's the best ride I've ever been on. By far the best ride I've ever been on, and it's long too. It's like 5 minutes of
Oh, wow.
impressive CGI and 3D, obviously, which is
Right,
no
absolutely.
surprise because Avatar was so beautiful in IMAX 3D.
Not Avatar, Avatar.
Avatar, yeah. So I can't even like I can't remember any other time where I've been on a ride where I had moments where I stopped and realized how big I was smiling on it. Like I was smiling so big on this ride. And the simulation of it all, because it's, as I said, it's got this thing against your thighs and
Right.
your calves, right? So whenever the Ikran moves, it actually pushes against your shins and your thighs and your back and your
interesting.
chest and rumbles and all this kind of stuff to simulate like the movement of the beast that you're on.
Which is pretty cool.
So if you're like not looking down and you're just holding on and looking forward, like it really feels like
Pulls
you're
you
on
right.
a banshee. You're on an Ikran, and I can't even explain it to you guys. Don't look it up online. Don't watch the video of it. Get to Disney World, check it out. It is by far the most impressive experience I've ever been on. And even though
What Cheap
you
requested
can't
to
do
everybody
that
in the
in the
audience.
home, right? You can't unless you buy an enormous contraption that's going to simulate like movement and all that kind of stuff. But still, this was almost a demonstration to me of if they can get virtual reality to this state, holy shit, man. Like if I can experience that every day in some form or another, like I'm so on board with virtual reality
No,
because it was just the most exhilarating experience.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not. I know Disney movies. I'm not familiar as much with Disney parks. There is a Disney World over in Japan, correct?
Yes, there is Tokyo, I believe.
Can you imagine it if they applied the same thing but with Gundams?
They
how much
probably
that
would.
Like
I
how
wouldn't be surprised.
crazy like they would outsell tickets in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my mind went when you were saying how they were strapping you in. Like imagine just being in a simulator that let you walk and everything like that, and so you could like run in place and everything just because the robotics feel you're like it's holding you in the air, kind of like a harness.
Yeah.
But you're able to run like. I'm in. I don't even give a fuck about mechs.
What was kind of amazing about it too is that I didn't feel any motion sickness whatsoever.
That's
And what's
impressive.
crazy about that is the speed that you're moving at on this Ikran is like intense. Like you
Well,
are
it has to be a
moving.
really high end screen too. That's what I'm
Yes.
imagining. That's
And
probably why.
I mean, there's moments where you're flying down at what seems to be like 150 miles per hour, and you're going straight down, like zooming up and doing crazy stunts, you twirling, and like they'll do like barrel rolls, even though you can't actually obviously do that in the seat you're in, but
Right.
still it kind of
Felt
made you
like you
feel
were,
like
yeah.
you were doing a barrel roll, and I didn't feel any motion sickness. My dad, my mom, Kristen, and the Capolas didn't go on it because they are
really?
kind of afraid of those kind of things.
Okay.
But my entire family didn't feel an ounce of motion sickness. It was just super impressive. So I know it's not easy, as some people are saying, to get to Disney World, but if you can, it is
Right, that's what I was
the
saying.
number one stop, in my opinion. You have to get on Flight of Passage. It's a 3.5 hour wait, by the way, if you don't have Fast Pass. So make sure to do Fast Pass.
Can you imagine like what else? Like I said, we did. You could do the Gundams. Like think about other things. Like someone just said, how about the Hulk ride? Can you imagine if they like simulated you? Like you just put your hands and arms into the suit and it inflated, kind of like the blood pressure machines. And so you just felt like this insane pressure, and you could just like smash everything while you're in there.
I remember during one of the
Man, I should be
recent
a
conferences,
Imaginator.
E3.
It is. Yeah.
The EA conference, they were doing like a virtual reality demonstration,
Okay.
and they talked about how when you're in Rocket Raccoon, it makes you feel like you're really small, and when you're in the Hulk, you feel like you're above everybody else because you're looking through the eyes of the Hulk, and you're looking down, and everybody's really small around you, and that's all it really takes. Is just that perspective difference, and your mind does the rest. That's what I was talking to my dad about it. And I was telling him, like, he's like, yeah, but you're not going to feel the motion. It's not going to do all that kind of stuff. It's like, your mind will fill that in.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you'd be surprised. Because I remember when I was in the shark one.
Right. I was about
Best
to bring
Buy,
that up. Yeah.
Like, you're just, your mind just,
It's true.
if you let it happen, if you
Yes.
just soak it in and don't try and take yourself out of experience, you will forget, and
Right.
you will let your mind do the work. When I tried to touch a screen that wasn't even there, like
Right.
I moved my legs out of the way because like
I am
like
so excited to get this VR and bring it. My aunt and uncle, I think, will be the best candidates. I'm actually going to buy it because it's been going on sale. But I'm going to grab Star Trek Bridge Crew.
I heard that's really good.
I heard it's pretty good for a VR game. It's not, it's not quick or anything. Yeah, it's not too long or anything like that. But God, Johnny, you're the worst.
Let it happen.
But it's actually expensive. It's like $50.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I thought that's what I said. I was like, I was like,
a
all
right,
right,
much.
for like $30, maybe
That's what
I'll
I
grab
thought,
it or something
yeah.
like that. No, it's like $50, but it's been going on sale for 25, 30 in that range. So I might just grab it because my uncle is a huge Star Trek fan.
We're going to be talking about Star Trek in a little bit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I saw that. But that would be perfect. And I'm dying to see my cousin react to the Shark Tank. Like that's going to
It's
be
really cool.
yeah.
I have to say, it's
like,
really
I'm
cool.
really excited. You had a good time. You had some good
it was.
pictures from
I'll
that.
be completely honest. It was tough, and I
Yes,
knew
I
it would be
believe it.
tough to bring an 18-month-old baby to Disney World. It's like the worst possible age to bring a child.
I
to
thought
Disney.
that, I'm not gonna lie, dude. When you said that you were going to Disney, I'm like, you're fucking insane. Man.
It was tough. It was very tough. But and she was sick. She had a double ear infection, and we didn't find that out until we got home. And she was rubbing her ears and acting a little funny the entire trip. But once we found out she had a double ear infection, we're like, wow, she
everything
is like
click,
an angel.
Yeah.
This baby. Because considering that, to have a double ear infection in this
Right.
trip, like somewhere you're not used to, and
Right.
how well she behaved, that being considered, I think we got pretty lucky. Kristen's mom tripped in Magic
you
Kingdom,
told me that.
busted her face open, broke her arm. Yeah, it's just it was a.
It's a good time.
There's a lot of like bad things that happened during the trip, but
Yeah.
overall, like removing the negatives, it was a fun trip and we had a good
good.
time. Yeah, so
Completely
I'm happy to
agree.
be back though, and I was really happy to do the reaction stream on Friday and come back in touch with all of our community who's here again tonight. We had 35 people in the room. It's very nice to have you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We got a follow that came in from I think it was critically awkward or criminally awkward. I can't remember, but thank you for the follow.
Yeah, something like that. And then Crimson Secret.
Yeah, so keep those follows coming, guys. Hit the heart button here at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. We will give you a shout out if we can. Make sure to turn on notifications so that you get alerts whenever we go live. Also, the prize wheel is active. Anything
Yes.
worth $5 more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, hosting for 10 viewers or more. Also, sub gifting will result in 2 wheel spins, one for the gifter and one for the giftee. So that's a really cool thing that everybody can do, not just us. And what's even better is that for the rest of this month, it's actually 20% off sub gifting. So if you were doing a $5 sub gift, it's actually only cost you $4. If you're doing a $10, it's going to cost you $8. If you're doing a $25, it'll cost you $20. You can do any tier sub gift. It doesn't have to be a $5. You can do whatever you want, which is pretty awesome. Tobes most recently gifted somebody during my reaction stream, which was really cool. Tobes and and the Crazy Legs have been going nuts with the gifting, which is so cool to see
Yeah,
the
I love
community
it.
come
That's
together
really
and
cool.
helping each other out in that way. So we appreciate you guys doing that because obviously it does benefit the channel as well. We get that revenue,
Right.
we get that those sub points.
Can
You know,
apply it to really cool things. Possibly
Yes.
something coming soon.
emotes can be upgraded pretty
Yes.
soon. I know some people really want that Mountain Drew emote. So if we get to 100 points, we're at 80 something right now. I'll maybe consider moving that Mountain Drew emote down to the $5 slot,
Oh, yeah?
and we'll come up with a new $25 emote. For Kelly and Kelly alone. 'Cause
Kelly
she's,
alone.
she's the only $25
I
sub
feel
right
like
now.
something that could be applied to Kelly. That the chat
Maybe.
could use, considering she's the only one.
Originally,
right
I was going to make her a sheriff badge.
now. I was. It's funny that you said that because I was actually thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
with the law on it.
Yeah.
But then she said she wanted Mountain Drew, and since she's the only $25 sub, it made it happen.
Absolutely.
Another thing, we've added some new mini games and other aspects into the chat. So everybody's audio hook pretty much got removed because we're now in December. It's a new month. Some of these staples are still there, like no, like that's what she said, like shame, like Titus laugh, since
Well,
that's so
put it in
often
there so they
used.
can see what's used.
So what you can do, because we have two audio hooks that were activated this past weekend due to a redemption and also one that came during your stream for review
Yes.
guys, so I added those, and you can see all of the active audio hooks by putting in !SFX. Simple as that. You'll see any of the audio hooks that are active right now. So Damn came from review guy, and then Shut Mouth came from
Shut
Dustin. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. And I think Moofy's got
That's so
overshadowed by
Yes,
by
it did.
Guitar Freak.
You could hear it in the background a little bit.
That's what she said.
There you go.
That was so perfect timing.
Perfect. So
liked it.
anybody that redeems an SFX or audio hook, if you want to call it that, we will add it and it'll be active for a month unless you do a permanent audio hook, which is a little more expensive when it comes to XP. We've also added Jenga, as you've seen. What's cool about Jenga is it's a new game right now. Tower is fresh, and every time somebody does the Jenga command, it has to switch off and there's a cooldown. That person, fumbles around the tower and has a chance at succeeding, but every succession is going to result in a more difficult Jenga tower. So eventually it's going to get to the point where you're very unlikely to succeed, and that person is going to be penalized. So it's a game, you know.
Debate if you want to play or not.
If you
At
succeed,
your
you're going to get
risk.
2 XP, but if you're the one who topples that Jenga tower, you're going to be losing 20. So that's a fun little game for you guys to play. And another one that just active is called Vault. And that is where you guys have to try and figure out the combination key to our vault out of 9,999 options. But it's not as hard as you might think, because when you type in !vault space, the number that you're guessing, it will say it's higher, it's lower. So then you guys work together to try and figure out what the combination is. Every time you guys do it, it'll be 5 XP added into the vault, and the person that eventually figures out the combination, they get the entire lot of what was put in the vault.
That's
So if
awesome.
you guys take 20 guesses to figure it out, the person's going to get 100 XP that actually opens up that vault, but everybody else is going to lose a bunch of XP.
Thank you so much, Vection.
Vection gifted a sub.
That's really cool.
So that's 2 wheel spins right there. He gifted it to Secrets of the
Poro.
which is a name I actually haven't seen, which is pretty cool to bring in someone new like that. Thank you so much, Vection. Really appreciate that. So let's demonstrate what the prize wheel is and how it works for anybody that's new here tonight. We'll do one first for Vection, since he is the gifter of the night, and then we'll do one for Secrets of the Paru. I thought it said Secrets of the Poo for a second there.
Secrets of the Poo.
Secrets of the Poo.
Wow, where's Kristen when you have a name?
Oh
like
my
that?
god.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Ooh, almost had a $5 subscription
Oh,
gift from
so
us
close.
for a moment there. We're
gotta
going to do
Google
Google Translate.
What
You
a good
want
way to start the show.
to do it?
I absolutely.
Get it on your phone active. And then another
boy.
one, this one is for Secrets of the Paru. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. And
Old Man
you guys are
Andrew.
getting an Old Man Andrew during I'll do that during level update at some point
Yeah.
tonight. All right, so there you go. That's how it works, guys. Prize wheel is active for anything worth $5 or more. So it looks like you guys are doing it. So you need to do !vault space the combination that you're guessing. Vault check allows you to see the low and the high. Yep. You can do that as well. It does cost a little bit of XP. It costs 2 XP to do a vault check, though. Keep that in mind. Vegemite
don't
is on the
want
wheel.
Vegemite.
We do have Vegemite on the wheel.
I don't want it.
And tonight,
really
we're not
don't
going to be
want
adding it onto any beans. We're just going to take a fresh scoop of Vegemite
no,
if
no,
it
no.
happens.
Fresh scoop is a very, very subjective term, because your fresh scoop is going to be done with maybe a spoon. I think I'm going to use a toothpick. I am not doing a scoop of anything near that product.
So let me check here. It looks like, is there a global cooldown or a user cooldown on Vault? If it's a global cooldown, I'll make it less. Right now it's 3 minutes, but I thought that was a user cooldown. If it's a user cooldown, that's great. But if it's a global cooldown, I'll make it more like 30 seconds. Let me know in the chat, guys. It's a user cooldown. That's good then. We'll keep it at 3 minutes because I want to make sure that it's not the same people doing the vault over and over and over again. We want it to be people alternating, guessing towards the combination.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We don't choose what the combination is. Every time it is a randomly chosen combination by the bot. It's not something that we chose.
No.
Just let you guys know. And let me see. There's another one that's a new command. It's called bonus, and it's kind of like make it rain, but instead it spreads out the gifting of XP over the course of 15 minutes, where every minute it's going to give a little XP to the room. So that's a little more expensive though, because it's going to ultimately result in a little more XP given away, but it requires you guys to stay in the room in order to get all that XP, because it's going to be given out little by little over the course of 15 minutes.
Yes.
You ready? You got your Google Translate?
No idea
you still thinking about it?
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
No idea.
If
we can move to something,
we got, it has no game first here.
Yeah, that's fine.
You ready for that? Oh, you know what? I got to get my my iPad open actually. Yeah, while you guys are still on, we actually didn't.
We've never got it.
Oh, you know what? Trasler probably is just saying like in general, like we're still doing this.
Yeah.
Like the level up show is still a thing. Because Trasler, I don't know if you remember who Trasler is.
No.
He's that gay poodle guy.
Oh my god! I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's the gay poodle guy.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so he's been around since the old days. Yeah, the gay poodle is upstairs. Yeah,
you don't have to throw him out the window anymore.
Though. No, I don't. Let me get our outline active here, because we actually have some good Has No Games for this week. So Level Up Show Has No Game, guys. 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. Let's get that going.
Are you ready?
I am always ready, Mike.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
First up in TLUS Has No Game. I'm actually going to have to remember here because I can't get it open just yet. This is for Disney and Fox closing that deal. Supposedly going to happen this week coming up. Because we talked about it a little bit before, but then it was that negotiations that stopped, it ended and all this kind of stuff. But nope, it seems like it's going to go through. This is going to happen.
This is insane to me, and I think it's actually, so I'm gonna get flack. I know, because I always do. But like, as awesome as this could also be bad, because then Disney is gonna corner the market for most of these superhero movies. So while yes, X-Men has been more awful than good, we have things like we got Old Man Logan in a movie. We got Deadpool in his incarnation as we did now. We would almost never have gotten any of those types of things from Disney.
See, now here's the thing, though. Disney does own certain production companies that they can put it under that would allow them to kind of remove the Disney label from the start of it. Like,
could is not would. And that's my concern, is that...
I really doubt they're going to forfeit the money they could earn off of a Deadpool, off of a R-rated, X-Men movie, whatever, Like, for God's sakes, we're going to talk about it in a moment. Like, a movie that I never would have thought would get an R rating could possibly happen. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. So that's what I mean. Like, I think Disney, it's just, that's the way it is right now. Like, we have all seen now that R-rated movies can do amazing. Mm-hmm. They could do the best of almost any superhero film, for God's sakes. Deadpool is up there. It's one of the highest grossing superhero movies in general, not just R-rated. So it's doable. And going back to Old Man Logan, there's rumors that Hugh Jackman is going to be coming back to X-Men, playing Wolverine for Disney if this deal goes through, which it seems like pretty much is a done deal at this point.
Right.
So... pretty crazy, man.
Will we get any new incarnations of things?
We can only wait and see. I am very happy with what Disney has done so far with the Marvel properties and all of that. So I feel like they do maybe deserve the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Moving on. Rian Johnson, as you guys might know, we talked about it before. He is directing Last Jedi, but he also is moving on after that to spearhead an entirely new Star Wars trilogy. One that will be a different section of the universe, a different time period, new characters. It's going to be not the Skywalker story whatsoever. It is Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy.
Which I think is pretty cool. I like that. I wish they were doing that with the Lord.
But a lot of people have been speculating, like what is it going to be focused on? And us being a part of a gaming community, you might have seen that one of the big ones, everybody wanted the Old Republic. They really, really wanted him to do the Old Republic, so much so that he actually responded by saying, oh, we love Knights of the Old Republic. I played that game when it first came out, and it was like, God, I loved it. Yeah, that's a fantastic game, and I understand it. The instinct to automatically go to something that you know and love, that you've already seen. To me, what's really fun is the notion of what new stuff are we going to see, what new stories are we going to tell. So he is shutting that down. And honestly, I'm totally with him. Like,
Absolutely.
do something new. Don't do something we know of already. Don't do the Thrawn trilogy, even though it's like kind of Skywalker related. Don't
Right.
do Knights of the Old Republic. Do something brand new that we have no idea what this is going to be.
The cool thing about Star Wars, it's a universe of its own that could have so many different stories and
hell is
everything like
this?
that. And as long as things kind of do make sense. In
Oh,
the
that's
universe.
I'm not sure why it's showing the Amazon stuff from
Yeah,
last
it's
week.
been shown on Amazon for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh well, good guys. Amazon's coming into your house.
Yeah.
But I mean, the cool thing about that is again, like you could do whatever you want as long as the characters are reminiscent of Star Wars, as long as the vibe is the same. It's going to feel like a great new Star Wars property, and that's
Right.
what I love about it. So yeah, making something completely new and unique is definitely the better way to go.
Yeah, and I think the impressions might be coming out very soon on The Last Jedi. I know that the premiere happened already,
Yes.
right? So we're going to be starting to see that Twitter flood of The Last Jedi impressions, and people are predicting that it's going to be even higher
Saturday
Rotten
can't come soon
Tomatoes
enough.
than Force Awakens. Is this one the right video?
Shame.
No, I'm not sure what happened there.
Shame.
The first one was correct, wasn't it?
Shame.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
it
It was-
wasn't. That was last week's video, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the Has No Game stuff this week. Let me see here. But anyway, this final story, Quentin Tarantino is going to be directing potentially a Star Trek movie. But what's
Has
really
no correlation to Batman.
no correlation to
Batman's going to be in
Batman.
Star Trek?
What's really nuts about it, actually, is that he wants it to be R-rated, and
They're kinda
Paramount
saying yes.
is not against it.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
like, I just don't really feel like that's necessary. Like,
I mean, is it? I mean, if he
what
his
like
thing
what
is,
would push Star Trek into an R rating?
mass murder?
Yeah, but you'd have to see like the violence. I mean, we've seen planets
It's
blow up in
Quentin
Star Wars.
Tarantino. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be language, right?
I mean, I guess. Like, here's the thing. I disagree with that him taking Star Trek in that route. I don't have any attachment to Star Trek, so I really don't have much to base it on.
Uh-huh.
But it is definitely bizarre in that sense. I don't have any. I'm not opposed to it as long as it makes sense for the story.
Right.
You know, I've always been against putting something in, like whether it's a clip, a joke, making something a certain rating, whatever it is. I'm against it if it is based around that. Like, that's why you're making this movie, to do this. Like, don't do that way. Like, tell the story how you need to tell it. And if you have a good story that you need to tell, and it happens to fall into something that would likely be an R-rated item, then so be it.
I just imagine him adding like random F-bombs in there, and that's just not going to work at all for me in a Star Trek movie. Like, if there's for some reason violence that warrants an R rating, okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with violence in a sci-fi movie. I wonder why it needs to be shown in a Star Trek film, but he must have something in mind. He must have a reason that he's like, this needs to be R rated, and there must be a reason that Paramount's like, okay, yeah, we got it. You're right. Yeah, let's do this. It's not a for sure thing yet, but it is in talks, like legitimately in talks right now, and Paramount is not against it, which is surprising to me.
Out of curiosity, do we get a language for?
It would be from Vection if he is in the room. Vection, if you have a language that you would like Mike to speak in, it has to be a Google language, something that's on Google Translate. Let us know now, because I think that you
I finally have some.
you have it. Let me check and make sure that the other videos are correct. I know that was the video from 2 weeks ago, but you guys might have seen it on Friday night. Yeah, this is correct. I put together the videos and I exported that
And you
video.
messed
I don't know
up.
why
You
it.
messed bad.
I don't know why it's not there, but I definitely exported that live on stream, and you guys saw it. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Dropping the ball, Drew.
Yeah. Oh, somebody got the. No, wow. The combination in the vault is wrong again. It's up to 75 XP in the vault now. You guys suck at this, man.
You guys suck.
You guys suck at this. Real bad. I don't see
Feels
Vection,
bad.
so I think you're gonna have to choose a language. Choose something you like, Mike.
All right, let's see.
This is a Google Translate for Vection for his gift sub tonight to Secrets of the Poru. Oh, there he is. He said Yiddish. Do they have Yiddish on there?
You know what's so weird? I literally just chose that, and it's going to be very, very tough. I'm gonna have to try it because I don't. Want
I didn't think
everybody-
Yiddish was on there.
Yiddish is. Can you do another one? Vection, because what I chose doesn't. It would translate way too easily, I think.
Okay. Choose another one, Vection. Do you have something else that you would like to say? Besides Yiddish? Is Yiddish pretty much English?
No, honestly, I don't want to be insensitive. I have no idea what the fuck Yiddish is.
Yeah, I don't know for sure
Really
either,
don't.
in all honesty.
Like, I'm not going to pretend that I do in this one.
Vection, if you got like 15 seconds here. If you got another language, you can choose. Pig Latin, says Johnny. Is that on there?
No, it's not on there.
Can you do Pig Latin?
I can.
There you go.
Telugu.
Telugu, is that on there?
I mean, I'm imagining that he's looking up these.
Everywhere, Sean, welcome to the room. How you doing, man?
I like when I start seeing like the same person pop up over and over again. I've seen him pop up a lot.
Yeah, he's been jumping in, man. Wow. Good luck, man. Good luck.
All right.
You chose a good one. All right, this is a Google Translate for what's the language?
I forget.
Okay. Good luck.
Something. Telugu.
Telugu. Good luck,
God,
Mike.
nothing of this is making sense. I don't even know what some of these symbols mean. Dagvuf pili miav bard tvit veltadu Mariu mauskivik avumu fragkaka Mariu enugu veltadu tut Batulu kavak Mariu sapalu Mariu sil ow ow
Ow! Ow!
Kani oka devandi undi elvaru telusu naka emi septundi. Yes,
Is that it?
that's it.
That was bad, man.
That was the
I will give it to you. That does not look like something I would be able to read either, so I'm with you there.
translate.
Oh, God. I should have known.
Why should you have?
Am
known?
I translating
I couldn't think of anything to do, and I just saw it sitting there.
All right, go ahead.
Dog goes woof, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and the mouse goes squeak. Cow goes moo, frog goes croak, and the elephant goes toot. Where am I? Ducks say quack, fish go blub, and the seal goes ow ow ow.
I
But
should
there's
have
one
known.
sound
Why
that
didn't
no
I
one
know
knows.
this? What's that?
What does the fuck say?
When you did the ow, 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 I honestly thought that was a part of the language. Same with
That's
the
so
toot.
funny.
Same with the toot. It worked within the
It
language.
did. So the other one was like it said bird, cat, this and that. So like it would not have Yiddish would not have translated. very
Solid.
well.
Solid performance there, Mike. All right, guys, we're going to do our first reaction of the night. This is not our trailer of the week, but we felt like this still deserved a reaction because this looks freaking awesome. Have you seen it yet?
For what was it?
Check it out on the outline. I don't want to say it.
No. Sorry, I'm recovering from that. Oh God, my thing crashed. No.
You haven't seen this yet?
Come on. I don't know.
Just look here.
Yes. Oh, yes, I did. I
Okay.
did watch this quickly the other night, but I didn't get to
Well,
watch it all.
I want to watch it again because it's freaking awesome.
Yes,
but we're
it's
going to introduce
legit.
this for our YouTube here, guys. Welcome, level uppers, to a live reaction time. We're going to be watching the trailer for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What do you think is Lord and Miller, right? Doing this, the animation on this one?
I think
Guys
so.
behind Lego Movie and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
And also, by the way, I think one of the art directors from Naughty Dog left and is working on this.
Interesting.
It's an animated Spider-Man movie.
I love it.
So let's check it out.
Yeah, I love the idea of all.
Enjoy,
this.
everybody.
This morning I woke up in a fortress of distortion. I'm at war with my emotions.
Peter Parker is dead.
That's the idea of these.
He is stylish.
Love it.
That is such a cool shot there. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
The little comic book freeze frames there.
Like, I love how he's fumbling with everything.
Yeah. That looks badass, man.
I love it. I love it so much.
Miles,
There's so much
I don't really.
Oh, wait.
How many of us are there?
Oh, that's awesome. All right. That's
Yeah, so
pretty
truly
cool.
like the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Wow, they're
which
really
I
opening up
don't really know much about.
I don't know a ton about it, but there is so many different holes that you can fall down into the Spider-Verse. There's so many different spider people, which really does give a concerning take on it. Just because obviously then half the world, half of Marvel movie properties could have Spider-Man in like literally every city they go to.
Yeah.
But man, that looked awesome.
Yeah.
The idea of that, like everything.
It's so cool that it's CGI, I would imagine, but the way that they're mixing
Stop motion style.
yeah,
in a way.
there's a lot of like mixture going on here where it's like that scene there where they're in the little freeze frames where you actually like look like a comic book like pop, like those like old school like Batman.
I'm hoping that's actually in the movies too.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
But so here's what I'm always confused on: who is doing this, Sony or Marvel?
This is Sony.
This is so okay.
Animation.
Which makes sense. I'm very excited about this. I think Sony Animation is probably in the top echelon of any animation studio.
It's one of the better ones. Yeah.
I love more so for their colors. They're always trying to push the vibrancy of all their stuff. Derek, you say another word like that again, I'm gonna reach through the screen and smack you. That was awesome. I don't know like anybody.
I hope he's not
say
saying you into this trailer because that was
Dear
such a
God.
cool looking trailer, man.
Oh man.
Even just like from a visual choreography, cinematography standpoint. Everything there, it was only like a minute and 15 seconds long. It was such a cool little tease.
Like great, yeah, and that's how you do a teaser.
Yeah.
That's a good teaser. Actually, even that's a little bit long, but still, that's a good teaser because it didn't give away anything. Besides the fact that it's a Spider Universe,
Shame.
which is so great.
Yeah, and I don't know Miles very well. I know that he's going to be in the Insomniac Spider-Man game. I know of the character and all of that, but it's cool to see, as you said, him fumbling with the swinging and all that. It's not elegant, and that actually adds something to it.
I like. Well, there's a charm because he's obviously new. He doesn't. He's definitely. So we're getting. I mean, there's not really a very seniored Miles Morales, in the Marvel universe. The charm.
How young is he? Do you know?
I mean, he's a kid.
Like 13?
Yeah, kid. Like
That's what I would think, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be the same age as we got Homecoming Spider-Man.
Okay.
Around the same age as that.
I'm sure somebody in the chat can let us know, like, specifically the age.
And he was teased too in Spider-Man Homecoming even a little bit, which was great. But this is so good. This is exactly what I wanted to see from this. I didn't know what to expect from it, especially coming from Sony, because they can go either the great Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Love it.
Such a cool movie, yeah.
Such a cool movie, and I like the art style. I like the vibrancy. There's something, like I said before, there's something really appealing. I'm drawn to it like a moth to a firelight, just because the way that they do their neons and everything like that, and this does that perfectly.
Yeah, it's unique. I haven't seen any other animated film look quite like this one, and that's what's going to make it stand out. And it's really cool that Sony is finding a way to stick themselves into the Spider-Man universe, because they did make this somewhat deal with Marvel where they can use Spider-Man, and obviously they have Tom Holland doing an amazing job in the Marvel films, but then they've got Venom and they've got Morbius or whatever his name is, the vampire.
Yes.
Like they've got all these ideas, but this I feel like is the best one they've had to take Miles Morales and do this into the Spider-Verse and do it as an animated film, because it feels completely separate. Like, I'm okay with this existing and Spider-Man Homecoming existing at the same time.
Partnership that they made with Sony was that Sony could use Spider-Man, but they had to be Miles Morales, whereas Marvel could use Spider-Man, but it has to be, Peter Parker. And then anytime that because there's constantly this, intrusion between the universes where the universes collide, one person falls into, this and that, and they could do that where there's like an ultra team up or something like that.
Right.
Peter Parker comes in to help out Miles Morales, what's her name? What's the overarching, it's not Black Widow. What's the name of the spider? Lady something, I think, isn't it?
Lady Deathstrike.
No, it's not Lady Deathstrike.
I don't know. I just came up with something.
But yeah, that would be, oh man, it would be so good if that's actually, I mean, and it very well could be. Rick said that this was setting up, for that. That would be brilliant. And they very well could. I mean, Marvel, Feige is brilliant when it comes to things he has laid out, like their plans
and collaboration and working together. Yeah,
so that could definitely be something that they're doing with it.
Madam Web. Thank
you. So they can introduce Madam Web in there somewhere, and all of a sudden, can you imagine if Madam Web was a setup and it was done in a different animation style, kind of like an actual stop motion? So imagine we get at the end of the end credit scene for this Spider-Man movie is Miles Morales, and also he falls through like James and the Giant Peach style animation.
Right.
He falls through right in there. Madam Web's like, you have more work to be done over here, and she pushes him through through like a portal that pushes them into like real world, and all of a sudden it's like a live action.
You know, I wouldn't be that surprised with what they
Oh,
showed
man.
there, because they're clearly mixing a lot of things together. And Lord and Miller are quirky and weird in the first place, as we saw with Lego movies. So I wouldn't put it past them at all.
would be amazing.
Did you see the Venom banner and the Venom concept art?
Yes, I did.
pretty cool.
Not bad. I don't know. I don't want to have any emotion towards that right now. I really don't. I don't trust them with anything like that they're doing.
Right. But
The
Tom Hardy
animation,
is an
perfect.
inspired choice.
Yes.
But this is more exciting to me for sure. This looks freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very curious what everybody else thinks, of course. Leave a comment in the YouTube comments below. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button if you enjoyed the video. And make sure to turn on the bell so you get notifications when we upload videos. If you want to catch reactions live, we're doing one right now. Just come to twitch.tv/levelupshow.
Right.
And in the future, just turn on alerts so you get those notifications when we're live on Twitch so you can catch the next reaction time. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up. All right.
So, Derek, we need to address your malfeasance.
Malfeasance.
We need to address the issues that you have. What the shit is wrong with you? How do you not like Spider-Man?
Bored by Spider-Man.
How? What is wrong with you? Between you and the review guy, we have some very, very interesting people in here.
Yeah, the hatred for certain characters.
Oh my God.
Surprises me.
I'm like, listen, everybody is allowed to have their own opinions and
Of course,
feelings and
yeah.
everything like that. I don't understand why yours is wrong, but I mean, what the hell, man?
Why are you so wrong? Also, welcome to YouTube Lily. Do it yourself. Nice to have you here. A new viewer, I believe.
Yes, I think so.
And maybe just follow it as well. We just got a new follow. Thank you to
Somebody.
Yep, YouTube
Oh,
Lily.
cool,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Also, we got
Eric, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Secrets of the Paro, our new sub, thanks to a gift saying,
Yes.
I'm going to marry Spider-Gwen one day, so I'm really hoping that she will be in the movie.
Me too, man.
Spider-Gwen
Listen,
is a cool
I will
character.
fight you for it, but I appreciate your interest in women. So
We need some triggered emotes in the chat.
triggered.
All right, guys, we're going to go to the first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we're going to be getting into the level update. Also, don't leave at any point tonight because we are doing our first subscriber patron-only giveaway.
Woo!
We're going to be doing 2 this month.
Yes.
Because we accidentally forgot
Got
last
last
month. It was that episode was bonkers,
That
bananas.
was insane.
So
you guys can do that again if you want.
yes, the Vegemite thing took over the stream, and
Oh my
we just
God.
lost track. In all honesty, so we will make up for it this month by doing 2 subscriber patron only giveaways. But right now we're going to commercial break, so hold on tight. It's goddamn Batman. We'll be back in approximately 90 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, at a Level Up Show, episode 198, just 2 away from that big 4-year anniversary. Not going to
It's
happen
gonna be
this
in
year, I don't think.
2018.
Yeah, here's the thing. When it comes to the 2-year anniversary, we could fit it in this year if we do an episode not on a Sunday. But
Right.
I don't feel like we should do that for episode 200.
Not at all. Like that's a core thing. Like that's a thing of this is who we are. This is what got us here.
Yeah.
And like we are doing it on the right day.
Because the last 2 Sundays of the month are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Right.
So
And
it
I already
just,
got the
it
big
just doesn't
NO
work.
for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so
So.
it just doesn't work. So unfortunately, we're going to get 198 and 199 next week, and we're going to have to wait until year 2018
Yeah,
to
the first
have
week of
episode
2018,
200.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we're also going to have to get the level uppies ready and all that. So next year is going to be
There's
crazy.
so much. Yeah, the first month, like January, is going to be an insane month for us in general. There's a
Yeah.
lot of interesting stuff. Something I actually forgot to talk to you about. But there's a lot of interesting stuff.
A lot of
I
stuff
think
we
is
need
gonna
to
come.
do. Oh!
Job 32X, 10 months in a row. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Guys, Prize Wheel is active, as you're about to see. Subs, resubs, pledge on Patreon, cheer, tip, host for 10 viewers or more, sub gift, like was already happened tonight. That's 2 Prize
Yes.
Wheels for sub gifting. And of course, follows as well. Thank you to the follow. That one came from Secrets of the Paru, who was gifted a sub and now is a follower as well, which is
nice.
awesome. Make sure to turn on those notifications so you get alerts when we go live. Let's give a wheel spin to Job 32X, 10 months in a row. Super supportive. Thank you so much, man. Also, a winner of one of our prize boxes. I contacted you, Job32X, but I don't think you got back to me. Let me know if you want me to send you that prize box from Extra Life. You are our number 4 top donator of Extra Life, which is amazing. Thank you for that support. I'm gonna give 10 XP to the entire room. I'll do that myself, Rick. I have it on hotkeys here, so no worries about that. 10 XP to all. There you go, guys. Way to go, room. as Dean would say. Speaking
Way
of
to
that,
go,
I saw
Rude.
Dean was doing his
He
reaction.
did.
to
I
PSX
feel
as well.
so bad because
Yeah.
he's streamed now 3 times, and I haven't been able to watch him. The first one I knew I wasn't going to. The second one I intended to, and Danielle ended up getting home. And as much as I love Dean, Mindhunters is a little bit more of a priority.
Oh, on Netflix?
Yeah, Mindhunter.
It's a great show.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We have been on the last episode for 5 days now, but because we are like we can only watch that show in 2 episode like stretches.
You're right.
Because it's very drawn out and like it's
a
more
slow
so
burn.
because it's definitely a slow burn and she does get tired just sitting there and not doing anything, so it's harder for her to watch. But even for me, it takes away from whatever I'm watching if I'm watching for too long, something like that. So we've been watching it too, and I was an asshole and I pushed for 3 right before stream because we could, not realizing it was the second to last episode. So now we had that one. But anyway, I missed his streams twice there, and I forgot that he was streaming for the reaction to PSX.
Yeah,
But
I
you
feel
were
bad though
streaming
because
too.
I talked to him about it a little bit about how like last year we reacted together and that was just an
So good.
amazing
Yeah.
conference. That was our Last of Us reaction, and even though it didn't turn out that great, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Crash Bandicoot, and
God,
it was an amazing PSX, and we got to react to that together last year. And I was like, there was no way that was matching last
No.
year.
No.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a good reaction stream.
No, it definitely wasn't. It was definitely a good like sit and just relax.
Yeah.
You have it on the background. That's what I kind of did.
I enjoyed watching it.
I was with Danny, so she was watching, she was playing Roblox, on her iPad, and I just had it playing on in the background.
Yeah.
Which was
But everybody, that's just a reminder that Dean is back streaming, so make sure to follow Dean at the Beast NJ,
Yes.
of course, and
I
catch out his
don't
game
think he
streams
has
and
a
all
set
that.
schedule yet.
No, I don't think so, but he's going to figure that out. I'm sure he'll tweet it out as well. But
Yeah.
give him your support, guys, of course. He's a Level Up alumni, I guess you
Yes.
could say. And thank you for the question that just came in. Of course, the way our On The Spot works now is that you guys can ask questions using the Streamlabs redemption. You can either do that at streamlabs.com/levelupshow or using the Streamlabs extension, using the video player if you're watching from a web browser. It's very easy. Just use a little bit of XP and ask us a question, and we'll start On The Spot by going through those questions first before hitting our Discord submitted question. Also, it was supposed to be 10 XP to just a spinner, but hey, you guys got it to the entire room because I
Win.
misread it. So 10 XP to the entire room. Thank you so much, Job32X. Way to go, room. And we're going to move on, guys, to the level update. This is our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news.
That's a lot longer when you're waiting to say something.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. I'm very interested to see Old Man Andrew's take on this.
Oh, I'm doing it right now?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
like to see that for this.
All right, fine. Trying to figure out what my old man Andrew's going to be this week.
Yeah,
you know,
who is he gonna be? Where
it
does he
always
live?
changes.
Where
It's
does he
just,
live?
it's gonna, we'll
Can
find
you
out.
can you do South African Old Man Andrew?
You
Are you able
just
to tap into that?
Something happens. Something comes out of me.
It's just natural.
I don't control it. Like
it's
we're about to find out. Shadow of the Colossus Special Edition will be $50. The PlayStation blog writes, though we have repeatedly confirmed that Shadow of the Colossus on PS4 is a full ground-up remake of the all-time classic, it is a fact that is harder to communicate via text or stills. To make it more clear, we have created a comparison video, which you can watch above, on screen of course, that shows the amount of work that has gone into the project to fully leverage the horsepower of modern gaming consoles.
Are you Diabolical Ocelot?
Yeah, let's go with that. Diabolical Ocelot. Let's get it up on screen because it looks freaking beautiful, guys.
Looks so good.
For the first time, we are also happy to confirm that PlayStation 4 Pro users will benefit from 2 play options. Cinematic, which emphasizes image quality, and for owners of compatible 4K HDR displays, boasts a beautiful dynamic 4K image targeting 30 FPS. Performance, which delivers an extremely fluid frame rate of 60 frames per second. I almost said 30, I apologize.
It's not Xbox.
Lastly, we are also proud to reveal a special edition release,
which will include the following bonus items: Steelbook Collector's Case with outer sleeve, artist postcards, printed manual, in-game digital extras, an ancient bow, cloak of fate, spotted steed aggro skin, count them two, custom PS4 themes, Colossi Avatar set for PS4, physical world map, and Colossi stickers. Shadow of the Colossus is as much a prized part
again?
of our library as we hope it is yours. And so we wanted to make something special for you, the fans. The special edition will also be available on February 6th for $50.
Can you say stickers again?
Stickers.
I don't know why that was so entertaining to me.
I am
what do you think of the
actually
price?
going to get this physical.
Yeah, I believe it. I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely perfect for someone like yourself.
Yeah.
You are who they made this for in the first place. So this is, I think, right down your alley. I'm glad that they're not doing, a $50 regular game release and a, $90, ultra release or something like that for a game of this year. Even though understand that there's a lot of work, and effort and time that went into it. It's one of those things where the game was already made once a long time ago.
Right.
And it's respectable that you're doing this, but you can't, you're basically upping. I think, well, actually, did they start from scratch? Did they basically just recreate
This is
everything?
started from scratch, man. Like
That's insane.
they have new animations if you want them. There is the classic as well. There's the classic control scheme, but they also have a new control scheme. They did all of the particle effects over again. Everything, all the textures, everything is completely redone. All new assets for Shadow of the Colossus on PS4, and they even have filters supposedly to make it look a little bit
yeah,
more
I
like
saw
the
that.
original. If you want that more foggy
Gritty.
bloom
Yeah.
that was available on the original, you can activate that filter. This one is a little bit more vibrant, a little more colorful than the Team Eco version. It's
Yeah.
a little bit of a different look that some people are bummed about, but we haven't yet seen what the classic filter is gonna do.
People have to remember too, a lot of the reason for choices like that in games like that were not for the aesthetic, but also for the limitations of the console and what they had access to. You put fogged in a game to make it look better because you might have had a beautiful, image, to be done right here, but something in the far distance wouldn't be able to be drawn
Yeah.
that well. So you put fog in there so you could see that something was very nice looking in the background, but once you got up close,
Yeah,
there
were
and
certain
so there's-
limitations of the hardware that might have dictated that, right?
I would
Although
imagine that would
Last
be-
Guardian also is misty and foggy and has that bloom, so the argument can be made both ways. But either way, let's wait and see what the filter looks like for all those people
Yeah.
complaining. Also, to Doom Turkey, we've got the meat.
We've got the meat.
A little too deep, I think.
Yeah, I think
a little
it went
too
too-
deep. A little too deep.
too deep on
I think it's a
that.
little higher than that. It's like, we've got the meat. Kind of like that.
We so Danny and I have been singing, like we always are in my car. When Danny's in the car, it's Disney playlist. That's all it is, because we'll sing that stuff. And she's been really into the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack, so I've been trying to work on Beauty and the Beast a lot, and I've got my Beast impression a lot, and I thought I've actually nailed it down pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how my Christmas stream goes, because I'll probably be tapping into that voice for that.
Good luck to you. All right, moving on.
Moving on, Daredevil Defenders writer to write the Witcher series for Netflix. Oh boy. Game Informer writes, back in May, it was announced that Netflix was making an episodic show based on The Witcher. Now we know who's writing it. Variety reports that Lauren Schmidt Hissrich,
What the hell was that?
Hissrich, who's written Daredevil, The Defenders, and the Stars series Powers, will be penning the show. Sean Daniel of Expanse fame, Tomek Baginski, that's a very interesting spelling of Tomek,
Tomek. It's like Tommen from Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
but Tomek.
and Jarek Sacco are still executive producing the project, which originally began as a film based on the books by oh come on guys, Andrzej Sapkowski. The company has not yet announced the date, episode count, or cast for the show. We're gonna put a poll in the room.
We already did.
He did. It's who do you want to play Geralt? Is it Sean Bean, Mads Mikkelsen, Kevin Costner, Josh Holloway, Timothy Oliphant?
That was the
Original
choices from
Ruben.
the chats
Right,
that night.
okay.
They're the ones that submitted a lot of those. I put Sean Bean in there. I put Mads Mikkelsen, Kevin Costner, and Timothy
Kevin
Olyphant
Spacey?
came from the chat. I think Netflix is done with Kevin Spacey.
That said, I'm a little
are most
concerned
people.
about this because I do, while I do like Daredevil. I thought it was great. I don't know, and Defenders was only okay, and I don't know about the writing history. Like, I don't see how Daredevil and the vibe of Daredevil have anything to do with the Witcher series. Like like this show needs to be almost in the not as expansive, obviously, as Game of Thrones, but in the same style. You know, there's a lot going on, and it's a great big open world. Part of the charm for Witcher is constantly pushing the power of whatever you're playing it on and the beauty of it.
Right.
And Daredevil is very dark.
Yeah.
So I don't, it's not anything of, I don't think that she's a great writer. When I said this earlier, Rick was like, "Oh, come on, dude." But it's not that, the writing in itself is bad. I just don't know if that would not have been my first choice, is my concern.
Do you think that Netflix is legitimately trying to turn this into their Game of Thrones? Like, is that what's going on here?
I mean, I could see that.
Like, Amazon's getting Lord of the Rings, right? That they just announced that recently. Everybody's seeking that next Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has one season left.
Amazon's the biggest fuck up, in my opinion. Recreating the actual books, kind of verbatim in their own way. Now you're just being a dick.
They're not, though. They're not doing the books.
Oh, I thought they were doing
No,
those.
they're doing entirely separate things.
Okay, so that's actually a little bit better.
Yeah.
This one then would, just like I said, I'm not sure of the writing for it. I do think that it lends itself very well. The only concern I would have for that is that it's only, it's based around mainly one character. There's a couple bigger players in the, in the property, but in general, it's not as expansive like Game of Thrones. You consistently look how many times where there were weeks where we never got the story from one particular group. We never got to see what Daenerys was doing for like 3 weeks in a row, stuff like that out of a 12 episode season. So there's stuff like that to go with it.
Right. Ebenezer Giza, we are back, and welcome back to you as well. Luke, always a pleasure having you here, man. Welcome to everybody in the room. We got 55 people in the room. Let's share the show, of course, guys. Let's get some more people in here. See if we can get to 60. See if we can get to 70. I noticed I got really close to 40 people on my last stream.
You did.
Yeah, we've been gradually climbing. Have
for
you
our
noticed?
game streams.
Yeah, we're
it's
getting
interesting, and I
more.
felt so bad, Megan. Though the one I think it was Sunday night or Tuesday night. One of the nights I was like getting ready to wrap up.
Yeah, that's always
and
rough.
he's just like, "Here, I'm gonna host you," and it was like 30 people came in. I'm like, oh boy, all right, I'll do another match.
Yeah. Whenever that happens, will like extend the stream 30 minutes.
Yeah, I tried to do that. That's exactly what I did, but I needed to get to bed. It was just one of those things where
It's
like,
tough.
there's a limit. I can really push it.
So I announced it on my last stream, and I'm gonna announce it tonight too. Here's what's cool about seeing the new achievement system that Twitch has added, right? For people that are not yet affiliates or partners, they can see what they need to do to get partner and affiliate. And what's cool for us now is we can see what would we legitimately need to get if we weren't partners yet, because we're kind of like fake partners right now. We partnered from the days when we were getting 250 people in the room during the playroom stuff, and that would get us partner now too. But now we get, on Sundays we get close to 70 viewers sometimes, but in general we're more around 20, 30 if we're lucky, usually more like 20. Yep. So if we were to want to get partner, to be a legitimate partner streamer on Twitch, we would need to get an average concurrent viewership of 75 for a month. In general, just months. Each month needs to be an average of 75. Right now, we're around 25 to 30. So our goal for 2018 is to get to be a legitimate, to say like we own this title of partner streamer and actually deserve to be a partner streamer. Yep. We want to start getting to be an average of 75 people in all streams, not just the Level Up show, but our game streams, our creative streams, all streams. We want to try and get up there. So you guys can obviously help us with that, sharing the show, whether it be on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, taking clips, sharing those clips, bringing in your friends, bringing in family if they're in the gaming, whoever you possibly can. Just share the show around, let them know what we do with the Level Up Network and the Level Up show, and see if we can get that number up, because it has been gradually climbing, I've noticed, which is really, really cool to see. Thank you so much to everybody who's come in, who is sticking with us and helping us out and trying to become a better channel and a better streamer on Twitch. It's amazing. Let's check out the poll results here from the question on who you would want to play Geralt. And you guys voted, and 57% said Mads Mikkelsen.
Interesting. He's in a lot lately. Like, he's blowing up out of nowhere.
He is blowing up, man. Yeah.
Like out of nowhere. I feel like he has his spurts. He kind of pops up and then he disappears for a little bit.
He deserves it.
Again.
He's a great actor. Great actor. He's so amazing in Hannibal. I loved his minor role in Star Wars Rogue One. I wish he was in a little longer than he was. And of course, as we're going to talk about later on, him in Death Stranding, I just can't be any more excited for what his role is, because we'll go more in depth later, but I'm starting to wonder if he actually isn't the villain of Death Stranding. I feel like there's a question about that now.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what's going on to the point where I'm not even gonna guess.
Well, we're gonna
I'm not,
dissect it a
I
little
don't
bit
know,
later
dude.
on.
Is there really enough for me to dissect on? There's people floating. It looks like what's that movie, White Noise, with the three beings, the three things, like
With Michael Keaton?
yeah, with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that movie. That's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Is it?
I love it.
Ebony Zagiza says, I saw the Level Up show. It's odd. Persona 5 is maybe the best. 30 to 40 a stream. Yes, I did notice Persona 5 does well for me.
Yeah, it does really well for you.
Yeah.
You haven't streamed that in a little bit. I mean,
I
obviously
noticed that
you were gone.
Japanese RPGs do well for me. It seems like
Yes.
people come back.
Well, it's a niche.
Yeah.
It's definitely a niche, and it's definitely presented in a different way. And I'm not no insulting about anybody, but you have, especially for a game like that, like you don't look like somebody that would be into a game like that. You know, you don't have that presence to you.
Right.
You know, a lot of these people, they go, it's either they're not into it or they go ham and they have hats and all these different things, and that's fine. There's definitely an entertainment value to be had in that, but you bring a different position to it.
Right,
So I think it's
yeah.
a little bit different. You know, it's again, you have your own thing for it.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, and lastly, in this level update, a small little story. We talked before about Detective Pikachu, and you guys voted on who you would like to see in that role. A lot of people really wanted Danny DeVito.
Yes.
And but recently we talked about who were actually the front runners for it. There was 4 people. I'm trying to remember who they were. I think Dwayne Johnson was in there. Mark Wahlberg was in there.
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds was in there. And it turns out Ryan Reynolds has been chosen to play Detective Pikachu. Mike, what do you think, man?
I don't.
That's so funny because that's like the gif of Ryan Reynolds where he goes,
Why?
but why?
Right, like, and that's the thing, and I think that's like most people when I've seen this posted everywhere. That's the image that they use,
Right.
Because it's very confusing. Talking Pikachu is already jarring in and of itself, to start with, but to have Ryan Reynolds do it, like, how are you going to go and talk about anal sex in Deadpool and then play Pikachu like 5 minutes later?
Do you think this is going to be very child friendly, or is Detective
Oh, it's
Pikachu
definitely
something
gonna be-
more like a PG-13?
No, it's definitely going to be like a PG at most. to
Okay.
the movie. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I can't see this being any higher than that.
Is this going to be his Garfield moment?
Like, and that's the thing is, like, there's too much. Like, there's a lot of people that are really into like, if you go into it, there's a lot of people really into Pokemon that hate Pikachu just because that's all
'Cause he's so
Pokemon
popular.
is known
Yeah.
for, essentially. Like, you show an image of Pikachu and you think Pokemon, but if you think Pokemon, most people will associate with Pikachu. There's a lot more, obviously monsters and stuff like that to go
Right.
with it. But I don't know. I mean, why Ryan Reynolds? Like, I don't think his voice even, like, I'm trying to picture it in my head. I really am.
He's not the most recognizable voice of the group.
No, and it's not that. I mean, Mark Wahlberg was definitely the most jarring out of all of it. But there's nobody
Yeah.
I really would have. You know who I thought of afterwards that, I mean, obviously would never happen? Can you imagine Nathan Lane?
Nathan Lane, wow, that would have been, I don't know. Yeah, his voice is very recognizable, that's for
Right.
sure. But I would just hear Timon,
Right.
That's all I would hear. It depends on how he went about it. But I don't know anything about Detective Pikachu, so I can't be upset. Like, I don't know what the character, like, what his vibe is supposed to be. Like, I don't know, like, what he sounds like in the game, I think is more like a Danny DeVito, though,
Yeah,
right?
right, exactly.
Okay, so
That's
yeah.
why I was a little bummed that they didn't go that route. Like, what bothered me was that people thought it was a joke that we wanted Danny DeVito. Like, no, like, that's what he sounds like in the property. I haven't watched this, but I've seen clips of it. That's exactly what he sounds like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not.
I think this
I'm
is
not
pretty
happy with
long
this, but-
ways away, though. Probably 2019. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. But there you go. Ryan Reynolds is Detective Pikachu.
there's that.
And that is the first level update. We're going to do another reaction. We're going to do a reaction for Jurassic World, guys. So we're going to archive this on
boy.
our YouTube once again. So let's get into the reaction screen.
All right, let's get
here
into
and
this
zoom
shit
in.
show.
Let's get into the zone. There we go. All right, let's do this. Let's get it set up just so we're ready to go too. All right. Let me make sure, considering though, let me make sure. Yeah, Jurassic World. Just because it seems like something went wrong, I just want to make sure it's actually the right
You
trailer.
just put the wrong video in there. I'm betting.
But I overrided last week's video, which
Right.
is weird. Like when I
So it kinda
save,
reverted, maybe?
I have no idea what happened, but that's weird. Welcome, level uppers, to another live reaction time. New trailer that we haven't yet watched yet for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I believe it's
No,
called, right? They're not calling it Jurassic World 2.
No, I mean that's smart, right?
Right.
You already had Jurassic, and they didn't do that with the originals. They didn't do Jurassic Park 2. I think they did it with.
They did the
3.
Lost World Jurassic Park, and then they did Jurassic Park 3.
Right. I
Yeah.
think, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this trailer right now, just because what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll be good. Maybe I'll like it even more.
It's a new director, right? I don't think it's Colin Trevorrow on this one anymore.
Didn't they take him out? Wasn't it originally going to be, and then they were just like, nah.
No, that's Star Wars.
Well, I knew that happened, but I thought this was around the same time.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure Colin Trevorrow is not the director on this one. So this might have a different look to it. Let's check out this trailer for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
So, what are you dating, like an accountant now, or
Owen,
ventriloquist?
stop it.
You love a dummy.
This is not why we're here.
You can blame me, try to shame me.
I know why we're here.
Why do we keep going back to this island?
To rescue Mom. Save the dinosaurs from the island that's about to explode.
Those who love you.
What?
What could go wrong?
Blue is alive. You raised her.
Wow, that's not what I expected this to be
Do
about.
these animals deserve the same protections given to other species? Or should they just be left to die?
These creatures were here before us.
Yeah.
And if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after. You know me.
Oh.
Life cannot be contained.
Is he gonna say it?
Breaks free.
He's gotta say it.
Life finds a way.
I guess he shows up on the
Right, yeah. Riding them. Missing the life finds a way. But yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta be honest, I wasn't really feeling that trailer. I
could
didn't like
not
the way it flowed.
care less currently about this movie.
And I like Jurassic World. I thought it was a
good.
fun movie. And I didn't expect to like it.
Right, I thought it was entertaining. It was a good blockbuster film.
I didn't see it in theaters, which is kind of surprising because it did huge numbers, which also surprised me. I didn't expect Jurassic World to do such huge numbers, but it did. And then I
Yeah.
eventually saw it on Blu-ray, and I was like, okay, yeah, that actually was fun. I enjoyed
exactly.
that. It was
Good
a good
popcorn
time.
flick.
Good popcorn flick. So looking at this, like I was expecting it to at least be like, okay, that looks like it could be a good time in the theaters, but something about the way the trailer was cut or something, I'm not sure. And the music was a little. I know they were trying to go for like a creepy version of the Jurassic Park theme, but it
60%
didn't
of the
work for me.
movie, or the trailer was that one scene. Basically, you know what happens in that scene now.
Yeah, it's just the volcano just
Like,
you know,
congratulations,
spreading shit
everything
everywhere,
from
yeah.
where that they're approaching. Once we see them get out of that little bubble car,
Yeah.
you know, and start walking towards the forest, and you know he starts running this way. From that scene on, we know the next maybe 5 minutes of that movie. You know, like that ruined everything in there for me. And that's what's bad about that is it was, I guess, kind of interesting, but there was nothing unique about it. There was nothing new. There was nothing different. Run! I'm running from something that's dangerous right behind me while you guys are ahead of me, and all of a sudden, boom, I disappear. You know, I think he's going to be on that raptor. There's no reason they introduced that thing for no reason like
He's
that.
gonna ride the
He's
raptor?
dude, listen.
That's
in a
gonna
movie
look
like
so
this-
ridiculous.
Yeah, but look at this movie.
That's like the
Like,
raptors
here's
riding
a
the
big
motorcycles.
dinosaur chomp. Oh, here's a bigger dinosaur. No. Which, by the way, the bigger dinosaur, they made the first dinosaur look like huge, but they made this scene. Look at that right there.
The T-Rex, yeah.
They made the T-Rex look. So they made that first one that comes in like this big, huge thing, you know, with the devil horns and everything like that. God knows, like, what Devilosaurus or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like, this bigger T-Rex comes in, but then the T-Rex shrunk. So within, like, a span of 6 seconds, the T-Rex went from, like, 3 stories high to 1.5.
Yeah, perspective, I guess.
I don't understand it, man. There is a lot that I'm not going to.
Excuse me. I'll wait for another trailer, but this one didn't really do it for me, I have to say. And usually when we do trailer reactions on here, I try to just kind of go with it and look for the good, but I don't know, just didn't work for me. This one didn't work for me, gotta say.
I
Well,
won't work for that.
very curious though. Maybe you guys disagree with us. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of this first trailer for Jurassic World. If you like the video, apologies if we're upsetting you because of our opinions, but if you like the video, hit that like button and of course hit that subscribe button here at youtube.com/TheLevelUpNetwork if you want to catch our future uploads. Turn on the bell so you get those notifications. We just got to follow live on Twitch because we also do these every single week at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. So go there, hit that follow button, turn on alerts, make sure that you come by next time for the next reaction time. Until then, take care, and as always, don't forget to level up.
Oh man, YouTube's gonna be a shitstorm on this one.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, but I honestly just I wasn't
there
feeling
was
that.
nothing about that I was like, oh, this is worth my time.
Yeah, wasn't feeling it.
We should have done Ready Player One.
Wasn't working for me.
Been mad about
and then
that
another one that came out this week and I forgot about is Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
And I did watch that. But
What'd you think of it?
I didn't want to do a reaction to it because I feel like we would really get butchered on YouTube for that.
Oh, yeah,
because we have no knowledge of the
of it
source
at
material. And when it comes to anime, we know now from our Ghost in the Shell reaction.
Do not touch it.
Do not mess with anime if you don't know what you're talking about. And I knew what I was talking about too for the most part.
Were the
I just
negatives outweighed by the positives in that one?
That is the only video I think we've ever had where we have more negatives, more dislikes than likes.
Yeah, but how was our view count on that?
It actually was
that
pretty
a good
high.
thing?
We actually got a lot of views on it, but it was more dislikes than likes.
We need
I
to
think
start
the only
reviewing more
ones-
anime movies.
let me correct that. We've had more dislikes than likes on certain videos,
Yes.
but it's only when there's like 50 views on the video and for some reason there's 2 dislikes and 1 dislike. That is the first video where we had like 20,000 views and we had like, let's say 500 dislikes and 400 likes, which is very uncommon for us.
Yeah.
People are
We're
very
well liked.
upset.
People like us, guys. Okay, Drew just wants to make that known. People normally like us a lot.
We have a very good average.
No, we do.
When it comes to YouTube, what you want your like to dislike average to be is at least 90%. If you're in a 90% or above, you're in really good shape. We're at 92%. So we actually do have a very good like to dislike ratio for our YouTube channel. I'm very proud of that. All right, guys, we are going to do our subscriber-only giveaway right now before we go to commercial break. So this, the way this works is that all subs are immediately added. You guys don't have to do a thing. So really quick, though, just in case it didn't happen, I'm going to move over any new subs to, let's see, so we want to do any class to bronze, and that'll be for the $5 subs.
Smart.
And sync with Twitch, move subs. Sorry for the dings, guys. I just want to make sure we get everybody who deserves to be there in there. This will be VIP Silver for those $10 subs. Oops. And our one $25 sub
Who's not even here?
is Kelly. And but it doesn't matter if you're here. It doesn't matter if you're here, guys. Any sub or Patreon is immediately added into the subscriber-only giveaway. And everybody is now in the tier they're supposed to be. Because what's cool, guys, when it comes to our subscriber-only giveaway, you have a better chance at winning if you are a higher tier. So it's a 100%, let's say, for if you are a $5 sub. But if you are a $10 sub, it goes up to 150%. If you are a $25 sub, it goes up to 200%. So it's a 2 times and a 1.5 times, depending on what sub tier you're in. So keep that in mind for the future if you want a better chance at winning the sub-only giveaway. This month, it will be a $20 gift card of your choice. Could be PSN, could be Xbox Live, could be Steam, even if you want to do Steam. Oh, that stinks. For some reason, it disappeared. I had it set up earlier. So gift card, and we'll do a $20 card. And let's move silver up to 1.5, and we'll move gold up to 2.0. We're going to include offline, all VIPs. Here we go, guys. You don't have to do a thing. Start, add all VIPs. All right, 76 people automatically in there. We're gonna.
And thank you again, all of you.
You guys are the best. Appreciate all your support.
Seeing that list just pop up like that. Bam. These are the people that love you.
Yeah, we're gonna close, and the winner of the sub. I gotta take a drink. Hold on a sec. We're gonna leave them waiting. My throat is a little raw,
I
guys.
don't know how
I'm
long I
sorry.
can keep doing this.
And the winner of the $20 code this month is the Miss Mel.
That's good.
We love
I
Mel.
like that.
The Miss Mel
like
will get a
that
$20 card
reaction.
of her choice. We will message the Miss Mel and ask her if she wants PSN. I think that's probably what she will want. So there you go.
Makes sense. Oh, I wonder what. Oh, you know how cool that would be. I wonder what games Miss Mel has for her VR. I would love to.
Oh,
do,
yeah,
like,
she
a
does have
co-op
VR.
stream with that.
Yeah, I forgot
That would
about
be
that.
really cool.
Yeah. And now that's been done, guys, we're going to go to the second commercial break of the night. When we come back, we're getting into the second part of the level updates. So stick around. Hold on tight. Let's go with King Murderer, a new name in the chat.
King Murderer.
King Murderer. Hold on tight. We'll be back in approximately 90 seconds, guys. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 198. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, all you gotta do is hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/Level Up Show. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get those alerts whenever we go live. And if you want to take that a step higher, you could subscribe here. Either for $5, $10, $25. It's 20% off this month if you gift subs, which we already have one of those tonight, which is amazing. Thank you for that
Heck,
support.
you can work with your friends, give
Yep.
one to the other, and that person gives it back to you. You know?
Thank you for the question that just
Get a
came in
dollar
as
off your
well.
subs.
You guys can ask questions through the Streamlabs extension, either at streamlabs.com/levelupshow or using the extension right on the video player on the browser. We will acknowledge all those questions during our dedicated on the spot segment. If you guys want to spin to the prize wheel, sub, resub, pledge on Patreon, cheer, tip, host for 10 viewers or more, all of those will give you spins of the prize wheel. Vegemite is back. It is on there. All right.
No more Vegemite.
And I don't
can't tell you
believe we
how
have any wheel spins to do
awful
right
I
now,
felt.
right? We're good. We haven't got any subs or anything like that recently.
No, nothing. Nothing we need to
No, we're good.
spin for at least.
We are good. We did just get a host from Crazy Legs, though. Thank you, Crazy Legs, for the host. Really appreciate that, man. All right, let's get back into the level updates. Kind of a crazy story to start this off, actually. Oh, what the hell was that? I feel like I've heard this before, but it's been such a long time.
Oh yeah, you weren't allowed
What
to
does
do
that
it for a little
mean?
while.
I'll be ready! Oh, don't you fear! Forever and always! I'm always here! Yeah!
Did you get like a FLAC file for this one? It sounds a little bit crisper. The audio is a little bit nicer on this. Did you change that up a little bit? No, using the
No,
same
same one. Same one we always use.
same old 320.
Same one I always use.
There's that. That said, Far Cry 5 is in the news because it has been delayed. Far Cry 5 was originally scheduled to be released on February 27th of this coming year. However, it will now be releasing 1 month later, March 27th. The Crew 2 will now release sometime between April and September, rather than March 16th. And the Mystery franchise that was originally due in 2018-2019 fiscal year is now pushed back into 2019-2020 fiscal year. In an official statement, Christine Bridges Quemic Doctor.
What? What? Quimic Doctor?
I don't know. That's what I mean. Can you pronounce that a little bit better than me?
I would say K Markter. K Markter.
There's a C.
K Markter is what I would say.
Not
Quay Doctor.
There,
Quibble Doctor.
Qemardctor. Doctor.
Also, thank you to Mushmouth, who was the one who brought
Thank you, Mushmouth.
King Murderer over to us. Thank you for that, Mushmouth.
Appreciate it. He said she said I apologize. She said this decision is in line with our strategic vision of developing even more engaging and higher quality experiences for gamers. Taking more time with AC Origins enabled our team to develop or to fully express their creative vision. Have a very positive impact on the game's quality. Taking a similar approach with other games, we have decided to allow for more development time in 3 separate games. The Crew 2 said we were excited to share the joys of Motor Nation with you as soon as possible. We want to do so before the game is ready. And then on top of that, so we have
so a
Far
small
Cry
delay
5,
for
the
Far
Crew
Cry
2,
5.
and some weird new game that we don't even know about. I am not bummed by this at all. This actually makes a lot of sense. Giving them, even if they don't even need that extra month of development time and they just wanted to fill that, because originally it was supposed to be Far Cry 5 and then a month and a half later was supposed to be The Crew 2. So now that they're pushing it out even more, it's basically, I think they're basically doing it so that it's not such a long stretch between their next
But
title.
March is kind of jam-packed,
It
right?
is, man. It's
Especially
not
if
gonna
God of War, rumored for March 22nd, comes to be true. Not that those games really overlap, but still, I would think those PlayStation guys are going to be busy playing God of War.
I'll be one of those. I mean, God of War and Far Cry 5 are definitely day one grabs for me.
Yeah.
So
So you're really looking forward to Far Cry 5?
yes, I have been. I mean, I've been big into the Far Cry series for such a long time, so this is definitely on my radar again. I wasn't the biggest fan of 4 in comparison to what 3 was, but I still enjoyed it enough to say this is definitely something I want to get into. My concern
Did
is
you play Primal?
and Primal. I completely forgot about Primal. I like Primal much more than I thought. I
Yeah,
would,
Primal
because
looked pretty cool.
Primal I actually liked in some ways more than 4. It was a complete different, take on the series
Right.
in general, but it's something that it needed. Because of that, I think it improved the series overall. But they also were able to use a lot of the same assets from 4. I think it was the same map as 3 or same map as 4.
Okay.
They just changed around the terrain a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for Far Cry 5, and I don't think that 1 month makes a big difference to me. I'm very interested to see what this new IP is. Well, they don't even say that's a new IP. It's just an unannounced Ubisoft title, so we don't know, and it could be an old game that's getting brought back up or something like that.
Keep it a secret. But Crew 2 also looks pretty cool. Not a racing guy.
No.
But visually, that looks pretty awesome. But they're not ironing down like an actual date on that one. It's just fiscal year. So that could actually be a considerable delay for the
Right.
Crew 2. We'll have to wait and see
Right, yeah,
what
Crew
the
2
actual
is
date on
definitely
that
not
is.
going to come out, I don't think, until if we're lucky, holiday.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to push
Not,
it back
they're gonna
closer
push
to
it
the
back
end of the
into
year.
February.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, moving on from that. November NPD has been released for certain things and then has been leaked for other things. So first off, let's talk about Battlefront 2, because a lot of people were curious about what was going to be the effect of the controversy of loot boxes, of MTX, on sales of Battlefront 2. And it does seem, anecdotally, I guess you could say, based off of just physical sales, that it has affected them.
I'll tell you right now, not only physical sales, I'm very, very, very eager to see, and I don't think we'll ever get the numbers for it, but the digital sales and how many were returned, because of the way that you're able to return certain games online much easier than you are physical copies. Once you buy a physical copy from most stores and you cut that plastic off, it's yours. You can't return it unless it's defective. But for online games, I think for many of these online places that you can purchase from, like Steam and stuff like that, you have, I think, 2 hours of playtime to decide if you want to return it or not.
Right.
So there's been a lot of people that did that.
So sales volume in the U.S. was actually up 44% in November, while software sales were up 2%. The PS4 came out top for hardware sales according to the leak, with a likely large impact from Black Friday sales. Damn is right, because that actually surprised me. I did not expect PS4 to take the month. Even more surprising to me is that Xbox One supposedly came in second.
Wow.
Am I reading that right? The Xbox One, which launched the new high-end, high-spec X console, came in second. Both consoles saw roughly 40% growth year over year. So that would mean that the Switch actually was in last place. I'm really surprised by that. Maybe they just didn't have the volume. But that's the thing, is I heard that you can actually find them in stores.
You can find them in most stores. Like, it's not.
So what happened?
Everybody is saying, "Oh, it's hard to find the Switch." I don't understand where they're looking, because I feel like every store we go into anymore have Switches in stock, and a good amount. I think the majority of people that wanted Switches got them as quickly as they could, and I think the other people that weren't able to get them when there was a drought, they were now in that class, that group of people that were like, oh, you know what, I've waited without a Switch this long. Maybe for the month of December, we'll see new numbers. I'm surprised that for November it wasn't even a little bit higher, but I doubt that they sold almost any consoles before Black Friday for the Switch.
PS4 was smart, man. They put in that $200 price tag, $199 price tag for the full week. It seems like it worked really well. I'm really surprised Xbox One came out on top of the Switch, but maybe it's just because they didn't do anything when it comes to Nintendo for a price drop. There was not even a $50 price drop. There wasn't even like a good bundle when it comes to price.
Right,
So
and I
maybe
think that's
what
the
did
problem.
it.
Is I think Nintendo, and I don't think it hurts them. I think the problem is that we're surprised by this, and I can't believe this is happening. It obviously isn't going to affect them that negatively.
No.
The interest has not dwindled. Whereas the people that are interested are waiting for a good deal. People were hoping to see, Mario Odyssey bundled with the console, or this or that. I'm surprised they didn't bundle the console with Mario Kart 8. But
Right.
again, the issue we have is there's not enough consistent games coming out. I mean, there are. Do not mistake that at all. I'm much more surprised by the lineup that the Switch has, the catalog it has. But I don't think that it was enough in comparison to the $189 deal for the Xbox One S, or
Yeah.
the $200 deal for the Slim, or the $350 for the Pro, or the new One X console. Like, there wasn't that.
There's a lot of deals on PS4 and Xbox One. Also, maybe with the Switch, they clearly manufactured enough to handle the demand at $350. But if they were to do a bundle at a lower price, or even drop it down to $300, maybe they were concerned that it wouldn't benefit them because they couldn't manufacture enough volume to satisfy demand. If they were to lower down to 300 and then couldn't manufacture enough consoles, then it would just be a huge waste of a price drop and lost revenue on their part. So maybe they just felt like they weren't ready to do that yet.
Maybe. I think that's more of a just like, let's give them the benefit of the doubt type approach, just because I feel like they just don't see a need to price drop. They didn't have to, even though they came in last. If you're kind of looking at it like that, who's to say what last really is numbers wise for them? Who's to say what their profits are? There's
Right.
nothing in here that actually even lists how much money any of the console manufacturers made in that month. Maybe Nintendo is actually making a profit on their consoles, whereas Sony and Xbox is losing money on their consoles. So really, even though the numbers didn't push and they got market share, thank you so much, Doom Turkey, for the sub.
Thank you, man. Really
First
appreciate
time
that.
again, or maybe it was last.
He
one?
said he just realized he has a free sub and that he used it. Thank you so much,
So
man. We'll
funny.
give you a wheel spin.
But I'm thinking, my thing is, I know that if I remember right, the Switch has a profit of, I think it's like 5% on the console or something like that.
Right.
I think it is. So it's a pretty good amount of money that they're making on it. Whereas a PlayStation 4 for $200, with a game, an Xbox console, at $190 with the game, I think it was, or 2 games or something like that. Even if you're making a couple dollars, it's still not as much. So I think in the end, Nintendo benefited much more than we would give them credit to
Right.
if you just read it like it is.
We did put a poll in the Streamlabs extension, guys. Make sure that you click on that. If you're watching from the video player on the browser, just click on that icon in the lower right-hand corner. It'll pop up. You can see that there's a poll active, and let us know what you think will win the December NPD. Do you think that PS4 can hold on? Do you think it'll go to Xbox One, or do you think Switch can make a little bit of a comeback in December and maybe
We didn't
take it?
We didn't read about the.
Yes, we're going to do that right now.
numbers.
I just want to tell people.
Okay,
that the polls
yeah.
on
I
there.
just want to make sure because that's the best part. Of
Yeah,
this.
so as we were talking about, Battlefront did seem to take a hit due to the controversy. Let's dive in here. As for software, Call of Duty came out on top.
Good.
Did really well.
Yes, it did.
And deservedly so, it seems.
PS4
While
over Xbox One, deservedly so.
Super Mario Odyssey came in second.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome, considering
good that's
exclusive.
one console, and again, they didn't sell as many consoles as the other companies.
Yeah.
And the console hasn't been out on the market as long.
Good
so
for
that's
them.
good.
There are no specific numbers in the update, but the included figure seems to show the PS4 to Switch hardware at a 2-to-1.
Okay.
That's pretty crazy. 2-to-1.
Yeah.
That's a big difference there. With the PS4 to Xbox One being about 10% higher on the PS4 end. Now, when it comes to Star Wars Battlefront 2 sales, 882,000 for the first month. That is in sharp contrast to Call of Duty, which supposedly is at 4.4 million. Big difference there. Over 5 times as much, I believe. Close to 5 times as much for the difference between Call of Duty and Battlefront 2. This is only physical. Keep that in mind. That means that to date, Battlefront 2 has likely only sold about 20% of the copies of Call of Duty World War II. If digital sales estimates are accurate, though Call of Duty does have a 2-week head start. Still, it does seem like there is a negative aura around Battlefront 2, and it has affected their sales. Which, we'll have to wait to see what's going to happen in the long run, because they're taking steps, it seems, to try and correct things, but it's all going to depend on what happens when they incorporate the loot boxes again or the MTX again, because they're going to bring it back in some way, I would assume. The question
So
is how.
is it? So it's one of those things where you say that they're trying to correct things, and I say they're trying to save face. I don't think that has anything to do with their desire to save their game, but more so a desire to save their profits. Clearly, they lost a lot. I doubt that they planned for anything less than 1 million copies sold, through Black Friday. So they have, I would imagine that they were hoping to see at least 2 million copies sold.
Oh,
in the month
yeah,
of
I would think
December,
so.
or in the month of November. So to have less than 1 million, that to me, it speaks volumes. And I think it's good. I think it's deserved it. It's just, it's one of those things where I feel for the developers that worked on their game, that wanted to love this game, and everything like that. But at the same time, I will give everybody in that, in that development team credit. Art style superb, sound mixing absolutely phenomenal, leadership. While I can't blame the developers as much, people say, "Oh, the developers put in their game or not." When you're being told your contract won't be extended if you don't add a feature into your game or not, you have a family, you're going to do these things. It's not like killing a puppy. It's a job, and at the end of the day, you have to pay for stuff. So I understand why developers would put something like that in the game. It's these execs. It's the board. It's I love that conversation. I want you to listen to it because it's a good way to do it. It's a good podcast to listen to. But Brandon Jones was talking about fiscal responsibility on one of the Easy Allies podcasts, because they actually have a good partnership with this lawyer who does business law. So he actually commented on stuff, and it was a really interesting look into it. And they have their shareholders and stuff like that they're supposed to post a profit, but at the same time there is a difference between posting easy profit, or what's viewed as easy profit, quote unquote, and doing what's right for gaming and the community and your company.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's kind of crazy about it is now it's just lose-lose on them. It's not even like they're probably not going to make near as much as they wanted to. They're not going to sell near as much as they wanted to. They're not going to meet expectations. And then on top of that, the controversy still hasn't died down. I mean, you can see just off the Game Awards and PSX, man, the jabs, all the loot box and MTX jabs from, even Troy Baker during one of the panels I was watching today. He made a jab. It's all over the place. It really is all negative for EA. There's no positive to this scenario where it's like, well, at least we're gonna make more money. It's like, no, you're gonna make even less now. Like, you got nothing to take away from this besides, which is good, I guess. It's a learning experience.
And it's kind of it's more so I'm viewing it as, and this is why I was happy that it happened to this. It's a beacon. It is. You keep doing this type of bullshit for your company, for your games, your fans are going to react this way. So either pay attention to what's happening to EA with one of their biggest franchises of the year, or you are going to suffer a consequence very similar.
Right.
And that's kind of what it is. And consequence is a very strong word, but it's just, it definitely is what it is.
So let's see what you guys think as far as who is going to win December NPD. The votes are in, and you guys said 50%, which is 6 votes for PS4. Then it was tied between Xbox One and Switch with 25% each there. So you guys are a little ahead on PS4, winning once again for the month of December. Considering what we're looking at now, I would agree. I really thought Nintendo Switch was going to do better than that, but they didn't have the deals, and PS4 does have deals. But it's a question now of if they can hold on to it, no longer having that $199 for a full week, because that is the magic number. That's
but it's coming back.
It's
coming back at $299.
It's coming back at
$299 or $199. I mean,
is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
I actually have the papers that work.
They're going to do very well then, I think.
Yes.
All right, and the final story, the level update. You can take it, Mike.
Final story of the level update. We got some pretty crazy news that we didn't see coming. Mega Man 11 was announced. Polygon writes that Mega Man 11 is coming to the Switch, the PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One in 2018.
Also, real quick, Doom Turkey will give you a wheel spin right after the story.
Late 2018 is the release date, just in time for the 30th anniversary. And working on the title are Kazuhiro Tsushaya.
Sure. Go for it, man.
Go for it, yeah. All right. And directly Koji Oda, both veterans of the Capcom and Mega Man series. The pair talked about their goals for the new Mega Man, referring to the game as something of a rebirth for the character. the game's art director and designer Yuji Ishihara created a new look for Mega Man, which leaked earlier this year on Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 release. I love everything I see for it so far. That said, there's obviously room for concern from everybody. But
It looks a little bit too much like Mighty Number 9 to me. I'm not the biggest fan of the art style that they're going with, but that being said, it's early. They might clean up a little bit. I would have liked for them to go with something a little bit more like hand drawn, almost looking like actual
Why? For Mega
actual
Man, though?
artwork, like actual artwork. I guess I
Okay.
should say, like something like Cuphead. You know, something that looks like artwork as opposed to this weird like 3D model. It just it looks cheap to me. Is what I would call it.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I think that's the charm of the game, though, in a little bit, in a way.
I don't know that's not at all what old Mega Man used to look like. Obviously, that was pixel art.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm saying like currently, the current style of that type of game is done like that. You know, for most games that are side-scrolling, that are tough, that are action, stuff like I think that's the vibe that most of these companies are going for. So I think they're trying to go that route with it. Whether or not it's a good decision for someone like yourself, that's I don't see any issue with it though. Myself.
Here's the thing. I am not the biggest Mega Man guy in the first
absolutely,
place, so I'm not the person who really should be complaining.
Where's
anyway.
Dean?
Like exactly. Dean is a guy that should be here complaining or saying it looks awesome. So if everybody else, if all the Mega Man fans out there are looking at this and are super excited about the art style, no matter what, they're probably excited because it's awesome. We're getting Mega Man 11. We've been waiting so long as a gaming community for Mega Man 11, so that's amazing. I'm so happy that all the Mega Man fans out there are finally getting it, and I hope that you like the art style. It doesn't really work for me, but I'm not the guy who's going to be playing this game. So
yeah, I get it. I'm going to probably get into it as long as, I'm going to give it about 2 weeks before I grab it, just because after my number 9, I don't trust anything
exactly
that style anymore.
All right. Thank you so much. We got to do another one, actually. We got to do a
Doom
wheel
Turkey.
spin for Baz.
Or no, for Baz. That's
Yeah,
right.
that was for
That
Doom
was
Turkey.
Doom Turkeys.
And this one is for Baz023S for another resub. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Brock. And what do you get? Oh, you're getting a little pterodactyl action going on here. Let's bust out that pterodactyl. All right, gotta find the gold jacket.
Oh yes. You gonna be able to fit it on over that one?
I'll take this one off first. Wardrobe change. All right, I will remember to do the flap this time. I did forget the flap last time.
Did you forget, or was it just a conscious choice?
I don't know what it was.
I think it was a conscious choice, and you said, "No, I'm doing it this way because you're gonna deal with it or something."
Just didn't
Didn't come
flow
out of you?
into it last time, but get warmed up.
Man, you were the worst Superman ever.
Slow flap as I rise.
You're not rising. In fact, you're still stationary. That was a bad rise.
That was a great rise.
You're a terrible Superman.
Fire rises, brother.
She said.
Nice. I like it.
We will survive. That one was for Brock and that little
Thank you so
pterodactyl action there.
Everywhere Sean, we do a wheel spin for everybody. So whatever you land on, that is what you get. King Murderer wants to know, what the hell is this? That was a callback to, I would say, episode...
It's like the 20s, I want to say.
Yeah, I was going to say within the first 30.
That is Pterodactyl Andrew.
You would do, I think actually episode 10 is where you introduced Snake Andrew.
Yeah, just something that stuck around for some reason.
Snake Andrew should come back.
Apologies to anybody who's super weirded out right now.
I think we should bring back Snake Andrew.
Snake Andrew needs to come
When I
back. I
saw
feel like
that-
we got enough Andrews. We got Porn Stash Andrew. We got Old Man Andrew. We got Pterodactyl Andrew.
We could cycle through. We can bring instead of Pterodactyl Andrew, we could do Snake Andrew.
So many Andrews.
But have you watched the clip again recently?
Oh, Snake Andrew?
It's so good.
It is good.
Just like your head like popping up and just like swirling around and just dropping. Like it's so good.
All right, moving on. Let's get into those smaller stories that we do every week and what we like to call the Rapid Fire News Roundup.
I'm pretty close. Good job.
First up, PS4. Doing really well, guys.
Has it been? I
Doing
had no idea.
really, really well. They had their best year yet with 20.6 million. They're now up above 70 million units sold.
Wow, that's crazy.
They're on track to hit 100 million, no problem at all.
So what was PlayStation? Have you done like the comparisons for PlayStation 2 versus PS4?
PS2 and PS4 are actually pretty damn close to each other if
Really?
you look at
That
the
close?
timeline. But PS2 was like a different beast. It just
Make no. I have no.
It's not gonna
intent,
beat that.
Yeah, for it to beat this.
There's no way.
To beat it, but I would love to see how close it can get to it.
PS2 I think is at like 155 million, I want to say. I could see PS4 maybe getting into the 120s though. I think it's possible.
I think if it breaks 100, that's a huge success.
It's going to break 100. No
that's-
issue
that's
there.
great. Mm-hmm.
That's definitely happening. But congratulations to Sony. You guys hit it out of the park this generation.
great.
Doing a great job. Moving on from that, Outlast is coming over to the Switch. Freaking terrifying game.
Can you imagine playing that? Like, can you imagine like looking over at somebody playing, like just sitting there with their Switch, and you're like, "Oh man, that's really cool." I wonder if he's playing like Mario Kart or he's playing Mario Odyssey, and all of a sudden he's like, "Holy shit!" And he just like freaks
Right.
out and just wigs out in the middle of the subway.
Yeah, I got it
Like,
on PS
absolutely
Plus,
not.
and I played I think 2 hours before I put it down because that was a freaking scary game, man. But beyond just that though, Outlast 3, no trailer or anything like that yet, but Outlast 3 has been confirmed. Although I heard 2 wasn't as good as
good.
1.
There's some people that love it, that think it's great. I heard the same thing. So when we were trying to put together our list of horror games for Extra Life, people were telling me not to bother doing that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember
we'll
that.
see.
Yeah, and after that, we did not get Devil May Cry 5. Or sorry, would it be
did not-
5?
yeah.
Would it be 5, right?
Yes, it
Devil
would
May
be-
Cry
no.
5. We did not get it at PSX like a lot of people
6.
rumored, but we did get something else announced: Devil May Cry HD Collection, which has already come out on PS3 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. They're gonna bring that up to 60 FPS, and
Or no
of
Switch,
course it's
though.
gonna be, I think, 1080p. But they might even hit that 4K on Pro. I'm not
be
sure.
great.
We'll have to wait and see.
So here's my thing.
and $30.
Did that guy on Resetera delete his account? Delete
See,
his
I don't know
Twitter?
if he said it was going to be revealed at PSX. I'll have to go
Pretty
back
sure
and
he-
look.
I thought he said he did. It was. I know Derek was like right on top of that, like during PSX. Like he was like, "Hey, this guy's gonna have to delete his account." I forgot all about it, so I want to go back into it and look at it.
You have to go look at where he said it would be revealed, or I thought he said that it was going to be E3 next year.
Is that what he said?
I thought he said E3. You remember it was going to get like a 4-minute trailer or something like that. He detailed it, but
No, I thought this past E3 it was supposed to, and it didn't. So people were rumoring that it was getting pushed back to PSX.
yeah, I could be remembering wrong. But I thought
I'll
he
be
said it
able to
would
look
be
at it again.
E3 2018 that we would see that. But there you go, HD collection, $30 coming out.
might actually
And
get that.
lastly, we've been waiting so long for DayZ that we kind of forgot that it even existed.
I did.
But a little update. DayZ developer has confirmed that it's still coming to PS4.
It's still coming, guys. We promise.
But the Xbox One version will be first, according to him. I don't even care anymore.
No, I think that's the problem, and we said this was going to happen a while ago. Like, there's so many other games. You have all these battle royale type games now, to where, don't get me wrong, this is different, but it's in the same vein. The same type of people that would play DayZ are probably the same people that are playing, PUBG and are excited for it.
Thank you for the question. Keep them coming, guys. One spot's just around the corner.
So yeah, I think it lost its drive.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, if it had to take this long, that's fine. I'm glad they didn't push out a crap game, but man, you guys missed that boat hard.
Yeah, I think it's been too long. Although, sometimes it turns out that people are still hyped. I remember Cuphead. I thought by the time it came out that it would have just died.
I
but
had faith in that up until the point where they said when the gameplay impressions came out for the single player stuff, and I was like, "Oh boy!" And that's when the concern came in for that, the side scrolling,
Right.
the on land action.
But yeah, look at that. That
Look
did
at
very
that.
well.
I almost
So-
grabbed it this weekend.
Same with
because it was
South Park.
$17, I think.
I thought South Park, the original one, Stick of Truth,
Oh my
with
god!
all those delays,
with
like
THQ and everything.
Oh, yeah, I
going the
thought
way
that
it
was
I
really
like,
bomb.
this is gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
And that was great. Unfortunately, the other one was a shit show.
yeah. So, well,
I mean, I know.
A little
exaggerated
hyperbolic
bit,
there.
but yeah.
yeah, but yeah, sometimes you might be surprised. It might turn out to do pretty well.
Every time I look back on that game, Fractured Butthole, every time I look back on it, I'm just like, man, I should have played this instead.
Yeah.
I hate that. I do not want to think of it that
Yeah,
way.
it's a bummer.
Jeez.
Because I really wanted to play Fractured Butthole, but now I'm
It can definitely wait. For someone like
Not
you,
really
I think
going
you
to.
have much more to devote your time
Oh, I've
to.
got so many things I need to play. So, Nino Kuni is going to be my RPG
Oh my
next year.
god, dude, that's
Yeah.
I'm so psyched for that game.
So that was the rapid fire news roundup, guys. We're going to get on the spot here. Don't forget that you can submit your questions right now using the Streamlabs extension, either at streamlabs.com/thelevelupshow, or you could also just do it through the video player using this. Streamlabs extension if you haven't. Got to be on a web browser. So first up on the spot through the submitted questions that happened during the show, we're gonna rapid fire these ones. Let's bring it over here. All right. First up, Doom Turkey early in the show said it's is having pepperoni ripples
Nope.
a deal breaker.
Try it again.
Like what does that say?
It says, what's on your chest?
Is having
Pepperoni nipples.
pepperoni nipples a deal breaker? My girlfriend broke up with me because I have them. I will say, yes, that is a deal breaker.
Well, we're going for this. Cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any issue.
Honestly, I can't. Maybe on a guy, I could see a girl.
Yeah, that would be a little weird.
Yeah.
For a guy, that would be extremely weird. On a girl, it's subjective.
I really can't say. Just because I'm not a girl looking at a guy.
I'm not a girl.
I feel like that's something a girl would have to answer.
Yeah, I guess so.
But apologies for your pepperoni nipples. And apologies that your girlfriend broke up with you over it. That's kind of shitty.
We are going to take your XP. Thank you.
Pretty shitty that your girlfriend broke up with you over that, though. Seto said, can you both pretty please help me until March 14th? I'm trying to raise 1,000 for St. Jude's charity stream. Well, there you go. There's your help.
Yeah,
Guys.
there you go. Guys, go to Cito's
Yeah.
charity, wherever the link is that he
Whenever he's live.
raising it for, and yeah, exactly.
Until March 14th, he said, for St. Jude's.
See if we can get St. Jude's at $1,000.
GFN says, who should the Soul Calibur 5 guest character
6.
be for PS4?
Jeez, you are fumbling on 6.
Six. Who should the Soul Calibur 6 character be? The guest one.
Who do you think?
I would like it to be a girl.
I think Aloy would be definitely.
I
cool.
think if I were to
think
guess,
she could have a very cool skill set for that. Obviously, it'd be out of nowhere, but so are all of them. Darth Vader was in one, Boba Fett was in one. So
I feel like physically and as far as combat goes, Aloy makes the most sense to me.
absolutely do.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's other female characters that are great within the PlayStation universe, Ellie, but what is Ellie going to do? She's going to have a dagger and that's it, right? So how do you make that work?
The most ideal situation for me would be, and this would actually have to have something going on for it. You would get like the Soul Calibur trailer, and then at a PlayStation conference or something like that, and then at the end it would just do like the character coming in type thing, and all of a sudden you would just see lightning strike down, and you just see a staff and a yellow jacket, and then it would just fade to black, and then maybe 10 minutes later at the end of the conference, when everybody's like talking about guessing at it, you would see just the title fade up on screen, infamous 2020, and then just fade out, and that's how they close the show.
I really don't need another Infamous, personally, but...
I know. No one wants it.
Derek, the Nine Fox, asks, how is Spider-Man cool?
Oh my God, Derek!
Because he
I'm
represents
going to.
us.
I don't. Here's the thing.
He
How
is the
Spider-Man
only
not
superhero
cool?
that represents a teenager.
True, right. Not even a teenager, but just a fumbling person, just an average
Yeah.
person. He is the most average superhero out of everybody, and it's goofy and entertaining. He's sarcastic. He's quippy. He has faults, and he has redeemable qualities that everybody can both look up to and relate with because they've failed in similar ways. So you can go on liking Superman, the most bland bullshit superhero.
Is that
ever
who he
in
likes?
existence. I don't know. Probably something stupid like that. If you're gonna hate Spider-Man, then you're absolutely gonna like somebody fucking stupid like that.
Superman has his pros, but yeah, I would agree that he's just kind of a hero of the past.
What? He absorbs sun? Congratulations, you could be in a Hideo Kojima game wearing a fucking bikini.
That is
doesn't
pretty
mean
cool, though.
anything to me. Like,
EXG Seto says, so when I hit 300 followers, I'm going to stream Outlast alone in the dark. Is it worth it? And will I piss myself? Haven't been. It's scary, dude. It's really scary.
yeah, it's pretty intense. If you're not, especially if you get jumped, if jump scares get to you.
Yeah,
it's definitely something. that
personally, playing it myself, I played it by myself and nobody was around. That's why I found myself turning it off. I think if I had somebody in the room with me, I would have been okay. But playing it by myself was rough. Streaming it though, that's like a different situation. Like even within is scary, but when I was streaming it, I felt like I had people with me, like backing me up, helping me get through it as like moral support. So streaming it might help you out there. So give it a shot.
Doom Turkey said, which game should I play next? Witcher 3, Fallout 4, The Last of Us? I'm going to approach this as if you haven't played any of these. First off, what the fuck is wrong with you? Secondly, The Last of Us, not only is it definitely the most needed out of all those, but it's also the shortest, so you can definitely blow through that and get through all the other ones. Second is going to be The Witcher 3. while some people have stopped on The Witcher, if that is going to be you, you'll know pretty early on that it's not a game for you. But if you like it, it is a much, 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 much better and much more important game than Fallout 4 ever wishes it could be.
100% agree with everything you just said. The Last of Us is top priority. You have to play The Last of Us. Everybody should play The Last of Us. Even if you come out not thinking it lives up to the hype in the end, you have to. All right, so this is a YouTube reaction that was requested by Alex Bustos, and I actually don't know what it is. Is this for the new?
It's the game.
Let's find out. All right, so let's get the web browser going here. I might have to find it and set it to that full browser at the top, but I might have to. Oh wow, I grabbed it. Way to go! All right, we're gonna do this YouTube reaction for Alex Bustos, guys. He requested it as his redemption.
Looks a lot better than I was
Yo,
expecting.
bro, why don't you pick up some groceries on your way back, alright? We're running kind of low, and don't tell Mom, alright, but I'm broke.
Son, while you're living in D.C., we have to set some ground rules when your brother comes to stay with you.
I've been patient with you, Aiden. We need those schematics by 10 a.m. tomorrow, or else we need...
Mark, it's your responsibility.
Come on, Aiden.
Aiden, this is your mother. Pick up the phone.
Aiden, pick up the phone.
Wish anybody would leave me alone.
Aiden.
Which came true.
Yeah, there's no way these are in-game graphics. I can't imagine these are in-game.
And if so, there's some very, very hidden talent.
Yeah,
over at
this
505.
looks really good. This looks really good.
Everybody's dead. I'm happier now. Did you see that like face nod? Like what the hell, man?
Yeah, kind of.
Sadistic fuck.
Visually, this looks really, really good.
I mean, Walking Dead Company has the money to support it. Also, I'm going with Walking Dead Company from now on.
Yeah.
Thank God he wrote "keep out" on the back of his backpack. Otherwise, nobody else would know to go in there. Sounds like a smart move.
This guy is just like,
Asking for...
he was waiting for this. He's like, you know what? I can't wait for the zombie apocalypse. This is fun. Look at him. He's like happy, dude. This was his dream. Is that who you play throughout the entire game? Because it was called Aiden trailer, which almost implies to me that there's other characters you're going to play as. Fall 2018, so about a year away.
Wow, it's actually much closer than I thought it would be. Considering I hadn't heard that. That was a long outro for just a release.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if there was
something happened. No, there was just,
yeah, I was
we
waiting to
just
see
want
if there
this
was more
to stay
to
with
it.
you forever.
That actually
was kinda
visually looked really cool, but I can't
I
imagine
don't
that's
think it's
in-game.
going to deliver on that
No.
level, but
Oh, King Murder says I'm going to subscribe before I go. That's amazing.
oh, cool, that'd be great.
How do I get Twitch Prime on mobile? I believe that if you just go to the...
You have to go to the website, I think.
I think it's the sub link here. Yes.
Yes.
Just go to that link, twitch.tv/subs/level up show. That link should even work on mobile devices, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure you can do Twitch Prime on there too. If you don't have Twitch Prime set up yet, you have to go to twitchprime.com.
And thank you to the follow from Gravitas, I think it was.
Yeah. So if you don't have it yet linked up, you need to link up Amazon Prime with Twitch Prime at twitchprime.com. All right. So let's get back on the spot here. We also have our Discord submitted question that happens every week on our Discord at discord.gg/levelupnetwork. Go on the spot channel and hit us with a hard-hitting question. This one came from, we're about to see in just a moment here. This one came from Derek. I'll just say it. Dear the Level Up Show, has there been a time where you were listening to a song and thought that could be used for a video game trailer? If so, what song and what genre?
We can answer this equally and say every fucking day of our goddamn lives since we were about 10 years old.
I find myself
Less and less?
like a lot of orchestral themes.
Yes.
I will be like, oh man, that would make a badass action sequence. But I'm not sure if that should be like for a commercial or for a trailer or just like used in the game. One that actually has been used before, but I thought like I always like this would be an awesome song to be used in a trailer. But then it was used, and I was like, wow, they did not deliver on how this song should have been used whatsoever. It was used for, oh god, what was that game that sold terribly? That was kind of like Borderlands 2 style.
Rust? Or not Rust. Was it Rust? No, it wasn't Rust. Rage?
No, I can't remember what it's called, but they used M83's, oh god, what's it called? Tears, Drown in My Tears.
Tears for Fears?
No, let me look it up real quick. I have it on my Spotify. Actually, I'll play a moment of it for you guys. This is the one that I always was like, this could make such a badass. There it is. My Tears Are Becoming a Sea.
Yeah. Okay.
This song, man, if you were to use this for like a sci-fi game, and were to just use the beats every time they happen to like really punch and do like an awesome cut or an action explosion or whatnot, just wait for it to happen, because even the lyrics at the beginning perfectly set up like a cool Mass Effect like trailer potentially. Starting right now. Battleborn. That was it, Rick. It was Battleborn.
Yeah.
They could have done so much better with the song. Just wait until like the hit happens in about 30 seconds.
Anything M83 does though is
Yep.
so good.
M83 is
And then,
the best.
And then, if not them, who is it?
Explosions in the Sky?
Thank you.
Yeah. Explosions in the Sky is also great. Yeah. Just alternative rock and not even alternative rock. It would be what I'm trying to think of the title for this genre of music. But here you go. This is where like you could really just something amazing action wise here. Just so good. So that was the one that always comes to my mind.
But things like this, I would just lower it. I want this playing in the background when we talk about this. Now that we're having like this, that's perfect. I could just listen. I'm probably gonna listen to this when I go home now. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what I always did that. And we've talked about this before. Andrew and I met pretty much because of movies and because of that, and things like this would always come up in conversation. You know, and I know he's done music videos where he's taking game.
This is one I've always wanted to do, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Right. So I think this should be your next one if you can. I know that was his Patreon thing.
There's already one that I have that I would like to do first before this one, if I ever get around to it. The problem is doing video editing, especially for music videos, is a long process, especially the way I do it. So I don't know when I would get around to it. That's why I removed it from the Patreon.
And King Murderer, thank you so much again. We appreciate it. We hope you have a good night. But we'll definitely see you more this week. But yeah, myself, I've done this countless times especially when I would go up to Pat, when Pat went to TCNJ, I was constantly taking the train up there anytime I would go up. And I would just sit and, conk out, listen to music and think about different things. But anytime I have time, in the car, back when I would just, sit on the bus for different things, in school and stuff like that, you would constantly play these scenes in your head. And Drew will attest, the biggest downside to me is I never know how to put all these scenes that come to my mind, into something. But there's definitely, we even talked about this awesome video game, one time years ago, remember with the angels, or you were jumping from like the sky down on rocks, you had to jump from like rock to rock.
Right, yeah.
And stuff like that. And I had even in my head come up with like different songs. I can't remember what they are now, but it was very similar to those types of things. And I even would, come up with the different, notes in my head, having the music background I do. I can't play for shit now. But it's something that happens every day of my life. Yeah. In some aspect.
Yeah. One that I'm always thinking about right now, not really necessarily for video games, and it's already been used in a movie, but I always imagine, I talked about this on stream, being used on like Avengers, for instance, against like the final battle on Thanos. I would love No Time for Caution to be used again. No Time for Caution is got one of the best build-ups ever, especially if it were to be used during like a final battle and like pushing forward to get like maybe closer or wave after wave or something like that. That theme could be used to amazing effect in a video game or a movie. No Time for Caution is just such a great score from Hans Zimmer on Interstellar. So that's a great question, and as Mike said, it's countless. Like every day, it's a song that pops into my mind. Like, oh, I wish I could do a video game music video to this one. Or I wish this was used in a video game. It goes on and on.
Yep.
Thank you for the question. That came from Derek the Nine Fox. Guys, we're gonna go
redemption.
to what?
It's a little bit of a redemption, but at the same time, he doesn't like Spider-Man. So what the fuck, dude?
And we did our YouTube reaction, so I'm going to accept that redemption.
Thank you for that, Alex.
I'm glad that actually happened. That's cool that we actually got to do a YouTube reaction redemption.
Still got about.
Oh, you know
15
what? Before we go to commercial break, let's start our sub gift giveaway. As I said, we're going to keep doing these for the entirety of the year, and maybe even permanently. We'll have to wait and see, because it's just technically it's just $250 on our end.
Yeah.
Because we're spending $5, but you guys are getting the sub, which brings back $250 to us. So it's just $250 to give one of you guys a sub once a week. I think that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So
I absolutely agree.
Sub gift. Let's do this as a ticket raffle instead. So we'll do sub. I can't. It's so small. I wish they could make the font bigger on this. We'll just do 1 tickets. It'll cost 1 XP. Not going to make this difficult for you guys. But please only get in on this raffle if you are not a sub already. We don't want to be extending the life of an existing sub. As great as that is, we want to try and build the sub community and give the perks of a sub to somebody who's never experienced them. So if you are already a sub, we'd appreciate if you did not jump in on this raffle. All right, and we're going to start that now. So everybody in the chat who is not already a sub, all you got to do is !raffle space 1 to get in on this raffle giveaway for a subscription gift. We're going to go to the final commercial break of the night, and when we come back, we will end the raffle. Hold on tight, Dirty Habanero. We'll be back in approximately 90 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 198. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, all you gotta do is hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/Level Up Show. We will give you a shout out, excuse me, if possible. And make sure to turn on notifications so you get alerts when we go live. It looks like Mike Gamer is no longer here. I might need to get a drink because my throat is killing me.
Jeez. Sounds like your nose is getting a little stuffed up. I can hear
it.
I can hear it when you talk.
It is.
Really?
Drew, I make this show Midori.
I believe the last time I was around for a stream, you were expecting a little one. Wow, that was a while ago.
Wow, yeah. That was a year and a half ago at least then.
Yes.
Well, more than that.
I was going to say, I was like, wait a minute.
Because Evie's been...
expecting is different than having.
Evie's been around for 19 months, so... That was quite a while ago then.
Keep your dirty hands away from me.
My nose is getting more and more stuffed as this stream goes on. Drew, I made the show Midori, is the only person in the raffle. There we go, but he did it wrong, Mike Gamer.
No, it's ticket, Mike Gamer.
Exclamation point ticket, space 1. It was changed. I apologize, Mike Gamer. They changed the command. It is exclamation point ticket, space 1. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get in on the raffle. Exclamation point ticket, space 1. All right, we are going to move on to the topic of the week. Of course, we are recapping and discussing the Game Awards and PSX. You guys are hilarious in the chat. All right.
She's 14. She's going to high school.
All right, so let's start with the Game Awards since that was on Thursday and it was first. And actually was a really good show this year. They really... Jeff Keighley, congratulations, man, to you, because you are... stepping up every year. Every year they are improving the Game Awards. He did. He looked
good.
Much more comfortable in that position. I definitely agree with that. The first year especially, it was like, oh man, calm down, dude. It's okay. You're going to make it through this.
He was literally like, I was ready to call 911 for him. Like, guys, can you go out to the convention center, wherever they're doing this? I don't know where it's at, but he needs help. Like, get him some fluids. All right, I think he did it.
I'm worried that the Capitol might make it not work.
God.
No, it worked. It worked. Okay. So we got 2 people. We'll give another minute. 1 more minute to get in on the raffle. Exclamation point ticket space 1. Let's start off with what's on screen here. Happened as the pre-show, actually. A World War Z game is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I don't care whatsoever.
No, I think that is just going to be so bland, boring, uneventful, and I don't think anybody's going to care. Whoever decided that this was a smart thing to do, I think was very, very... I think he had a very bad misunderstanding of what the current climate is in the gaming world.
There's just
Too many.
zombie games, and especially ones like that. I don't care. Not interested. But this here was quirky and crazy, and another VR game to add onto the list. The guys that made Job Simulator are now moving on to Vacation Simulator.
I'm into this. I like it. I mean, if it's on sale for a good amount, I will definitely get it.
I always hear the Job Simulator is actually one of the
one of
best
the
things
best
you can
games,
get
yeah.
on PlayStation VR.
Yeah,
So,
I'm excited to play that.
yeah, looks like a fun, quirky little title. After that, this one is about to pop up on screen. What the hell even is this game?
Is this the Rick and Morty game?
It's not Rick and Morty.
I know, it's
but
like,
I could tell
Dan.
immediately. I was like, "That's Justin Roiland."
Yep.
And I was right. It's got him involved. It's called Accounting Plus, and I don't think I have the video actually for it.
Oh no.
No, but what even is the
I have
game?
no idea, but it has my attention.
So bizarre.
I don't know what's going on in it, but it's so weird.
Accountants plus one. Let's pause this one because this was the shortest teaser in the world. I mean, do you have any interest in playing a game that bizarre looking?
Yeah, for the right price.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the right price?
$5.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. $5 is
$5
the right price.
or lower. I will give anything you give me in a shot.
I apologize. I've got to blow my nose.
That's fine.
Oh my god,
do
I
that.
can't even
We
breathe
need to-
right now.
You know what we should do?
What happened?
I will come and help you. We need to soundproof that room. So anything we need to do. Well, Jesus, dude, he just fell up the stairs. God, he's breaking his own house. It's just bad manners right there. Jeez. Rick, they saw Days Gone and were like, we can do that worse. Done. $5 footlong or a nice C-rated game. I don't think there is $5 footlongs, but I also don't care because I think Subway sucks. But yeah, I mean, honestly, anything that you throw at me, if it's $5 and it looks relatively like something I could spend more than 5 minutes into, I will absolutely play it.
Yeah.
I guess falling in houses runs in the family.
What?
I don't know. I'm guessing Kristen joke or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wow.
But I think we can end the raffle now. Then we got 3 in there.
Yeah,
We got 3. All right. The winner of the sub gift this week is
all that work.
Syndrome.
That's so good.
Syndrome is the winner. So real quick, let's play the video and you can comment first on this. What, like, it's a From Software title.
Yeah, I mean, is there? Here's the thing: people are saying, "Oh, it could be Tenchu. It could be Tenchu." Why, with what we just saw, would you think Tenchu and not Bloodborne?
Yeah, Bloodborne 2 makes the most sense, right?
Like they had their phenomenal success with the original Bloodborne.
Yep.
You know, and I say phenomenal because it was a huge blockbuster, but because of how well it sold when it was such a niche type of game. I don't think Sony even expected for it to take off as well as it did. I think there was some hope for it, but I don't think they ever had that inkling like, you know what, it's probably going to do this. Like, I think it was just like, wow, it actually did it. That's great. So I think Bloodborne 2 is almost a given, you know, for me at this point. Tenchu, while, you know, it has a cult following, I could not give a fuck less. I would be much more interested in Bloodborne 2 than Tenchu.
Syndrome, I don't think is in the room anymore.
No?
I don't think so. But I'm going to give it to him still. I just got to figure out how. I think you could do it on the channel page. Let's see here. Syndrome, if you're in the room, congratulations. I don't think you are. But if you are, let's see.
Nope.
No, you can't do it from there. Usually you can do it from the chat. But the thing is, he's not on the chat list anymore. He's there, but he's not. I thought it was supposed to show up there, where you could click it. That sucks. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna have to do this after the show, I guess.
Oh, you can't if he's not in the room.
Yeah, if he's in the room, like you can. Oh, see, he's not even working there either. Normally, you click on a name and just there's a little box that says sub gift.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. All right, I'll have to do that after the stream. To Syndrome. Right now, I can't. All right. But anyway, yeah, I agree. I think it's Bloodborne too. It would make sense. It did so well for them, and I think it would be dumb for them, honestly, to do anything else. All right, moving on to the next reveal at the Game Awards. In the Valley of Gods is the next game from Campo Santo, the guys behind
Oh, yes.
Firewatch, and this looked really freaking cool from
This
an
is-
animation
yeah.
standpoint and
I
visual
absolutely liked
standpoint
it.
at the least.
It definitely is an improvement on Firewatch. Not that there was anything wrong with it, but they
No.
definitely said, "Hey, this was great. We can definitely do better," and they did. So I like that.
Yeah.
I like what I saw from it. I had known nothing about the game. It's definitely going to be puzzle based. It looks very eco-like in a way.
Yeah, and like old timey motion picture
Mm-hmm.
somewhat. I liked Firewatch. I didn't love it. I think I would have loved it if they could have kept the quality of the first 3 chapters all the way through. I thought that took a little bit of a nosedive as far as the writing goes in the last couple chapters, just because it changed gears so drastically, and I wasn't really into that. But the first 3 chapters were so strong that clearly they have the writing capabilities. And now on this one too, like in Firewatch, you never saw any character.
Right.
You saw a silhouette of a couple girls. You saw the hands of the main character, but you never saw the female voice. You never saw her. So this one, you actually have character models being utilized, and the question I think might be like, is it co-op? Is it AI? What do you think? What's your guess?
I think it's AI.
You think it's
I don't
AI?
think it's co-op at all.
Yeah, I think
they're
based
gonna
off
go
what
more
we're
for the
seeing there, it
story.
looks like AI.
Right. I think they're going to definitely go more story focused than a co-op style adventure. I know single player games are dead, but I think keeping it single player is the smart way to go.
Yeah, we'll comment on that in a moment because there was multiple comments on single player dying throughout the different panels and the Game Awards and all that. But animation is a huge step up too from what I saw in Firewatch. This looks really, really attractive visually. After that, the Champions Ballad DLC was available immediately,
which is pretty cool. I like when they do. I
for,
like those shadow.
Breath
I
of
like
the Wild.
shadow drops. I think that's really smart. I think if you have the fan base to do that, I think it's very smart. What the fuck is up with the motorcycle though?
That's so funny to me because I remember like a year or more ago, before Breath of the Wild was revealed, actually. So probably 2 years ago, even when they were like talking about what does Zelda become, how do they innovate, what do they do differently. Everybody would be like, make it like steampunkish, or do this, or maybe make Epona into a motorcycle. Like I remember people saying shit like that.
Oh my
so
God.
it's almost like that came true finally.
Maybe,
which is so bizarre.
But it looks interesting.
It does.
It looks
I know
good.
Joe is really loving it. so
Yeah,
far.
I wish I could buy just this one. I don't feel like I have any interest in the other DLC, but we'll see.
Moving on from that, Soul Calibur 6 will continue the tale of Swords and Souls next year.
I'm liking that they're going back to what made Soul Calibur great. The last entry was not received very well. Even the entry before that was Soul Calibur 4 was not received very well by many. Even though I thought it was fine. I think Soul Calibur 3 was definitely the best that they've released overall. But everything since has been kind of a departure more and more. So going back to what made the core game so good. Is something very intriguing to me. I'm not big on fighting games, especially 4D, platform style games.
Right.
But it has my attention. So
Yeah, I thought I'm not the biggest fighting guy, but I was pretty impressed by the animations and what they were showing off here. I still got a year to work on it too. We already talked about this, but Fortnite Battle Royale 50v50 is available now and is available until I believe the 18th or something like that. So that was pretty cool. Another shadow drop, which is pretty cool. New early access survival game from THQ Nordic, I want to say, called Fade to Silence.
which was out of nowhere. Wait, which one was Fade to Silence? I forget. Is that the no? That's not the. That was Witch or whatever. With that.
This is Fade to Silence on screen right
this
now.
is that one. Why is this early access? Like, what is multiplayer about this?
I don't know. Maybe it's not. Like, does it have to be multiplayer to be early access?
Most of the time, early access is multiplayer.
Yeah,
games, right?
I agree. Most of the time, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe they just have this huge open world and they're still developing it. I don't know. I haven't looked into it further. But I have to say, like, it was kind of just like a passing announcement for me where I was like, okay, not something I would play.
You could say that the announcement kind of faded to silence.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, Mike. Zigger.
Violet.
Bayonetta 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch remastered.
Awesome.
I could tell immediately. I was like, something is weird is going on here. Like, there's no way Reggie came out on stage and talked with Jeff Keighley for a Bayonetta 1 and 2 remaster. And then they did that weird, awkward, like, fumble, like, well, Hold on there,
One more
Jeff.
thing, right?
You really think I came up here? I was like, oh god, cringe. Reggie's such like a suit to me. But they did follow up with an awesome announcement, which is that Bayonetta 3 coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch. I thought that was a big surprise.
It is. It's a big grab, especially after Bayonetta 2, did well in reviews, but not as well in sales as they wanted to.
Yes, not near as well.
I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those things where that's just fan service.
Yeah.
And I think it's Nintendo has the ability to say, you know what, do it. We'll definitely support you guys for this. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, do you think it'll stay exclusive?
Yeah,
You think so?
I think so. I think. Well, you know what? No, I can't say that. I think it will stay exclusive for quite some time. I think we'll get like a remaster or something like that on other consoles later on down the line. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think with the Wii U, obviously, it was just such a failure that could attribute to why it didn't sell very well. The Switch is doing awesome.
Yeah.
So that could be all the difference needed for
Right.
this to sell really well.
No, I absolutely agree with that. So we'll see how it does. I mean, it has a huge following, so
Yeah.
I can't imagine it will do anything short of well.
I've never played a Bayonetta game, actually.
I never have either. It looks interesting. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's exactly my style, but I would be interested in it.
Yeah, I will say I don't really like her character model. I don't like
a lot
her.
of people don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not. I agree with you. I think it's again unneeded. I think it's
Yeah, it's
unnecessary,
just a
but
little too far for
whatever.
me.
Yep.
I don't really like it, but I get for some people that's part of it. After that, Death Stranding is even weirder than we thought.
I have no comments on this.
What a crazy reveal! Also to have like a 9-minute trailer during the Game Awards, and for it to be at the Game Awards and not at PSX, although it was at PSX, but they just replayed the same trailer. It almost makes me wonder if PlayStation was like, we would really like you to keep this for PSX, but Hideo was like, but my buddy Jeff, I eat sushi with him every week. We're best friends. Like,
Right.
I
feel like that's
it was
like
kind of
what it
weird.
was. Yeah, I
that
think
they didn't hold that off.
I think everybody's kind of just letting Kojima do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, whatever, he's Kojima.
Because
So-
PSX could have been a completely different reception-wise if that alone was there at PSX instead of the Game Awards. Like a big 9-minute trailer.
That would be
for
a
Death
huge,
Stranding.
right? That would have been a huge grab for them for that. But again, they didn't really need it. I think
Right.
most of the people were still happy they got to see it again. So I thought it was fine, but man, that trailer just I'm sure they have. Has anybody figured out what the connection between this one and the last trailer was?
Yeah, there's some connections. It's about to pop up on screen in just a moment here. We can put it up
Okay.
and just go through the whole thing if you want.
I mean, sure. God, it's so fucking late. I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow.
It is 12:30. Speaking of that, we're gonna go with the subscriber-only chat, guys, for the remainder of the show. We'll bring it back to everybody. I think it's actually /
Probably.
Who's now subscriber-only chat, guys? God, how many freaking Platinum Bayonetta trailers do we have here?
Yeah, what'd you do, dude?
I think it just was really long. All right, so here we go. Here's Death Stranding. No audio, so we'll just kind of go through it and talk about what we're seeing. So right off the bat, they've been starting all the trailers the same way with kind of this lead up from the ground to Norman Reedus. Although in the previous one it was to Guillermo del Toro. So this was a really long trailer, and the previous trailers were both like 4 minutes. So I think a lot of people wondered, oh, like maybe part of this trailer is
The first trailer
is linking up with the first trailer, and the part of this trailer is linking up with the second trailer, and that does seem to be the case. So the first half of this trailer seems to line up more with the second trailer, which revealed Mads Mikkelsen as a new character. So first off, we get Norman Reedus in actual clothing this time,
right?
And one of the new things that they're introducing in this trailer is a device that is on the shoulder, which seems to be a sort of radar that helps them to know where the enemy is, because the enemy does seem to be invisible. Although sometimes in the rain you can see like a silhouette of well, we're calling them enemy, but who knows like if this is even enemy. This is really bizarre here because this guy's trapped. We don't know why, but if you look at his face, when the enemy comes closer, he becomes old.
Gets older, yeah. He ages very quickly.
But ages very quickly, which we have a baby involved here. Baby is very important to this. So maybe there's some type of mortality theme or rebirth theme or age acceleration. Who knows exactly? Because it seems like almost like they can't die. They can, but they keep being reborn. figuratively and literally, as we'll see towards the end of the trailer. But here's the hands, as we've seen multiple times in the trailers. In the first one, you had the hands crawling toward Norman Reedus, and then them making like scars, like imprints on his chest that remain. And what's even crazier is if you look at the part where it actually goes into Norman Reedus' stomach, there's even imprints of hands within his esophagus.
Oh,
And
really?
all that, if you look closely. So the imprints are everywhere. You were the first person I've seen catch the aging thing. Really?
Really?
That's
Wow.
bizarre.
That was like immediate.
Yeah.
That was like the most noticeable thing in this whole trailer. The only thing I actually got like caught on to.
So here we got some type of, well, maybe a corpse that has been wrapped up, and it's got the gold skeleton face, which is a mask that we've seen a few times now as part of Ludens, which is the mascot character of Kojima Productions, but also we'll see later on when a masked character comes down.
What if this whole game is just a game similar to the style of like Rust and all those, where they're only caring about dying because they won't have to start over with no progress in the game again?
It does seem like there's definitely a die and reborn theme, but I don't think that means you start over. It's just like, I think these people actually want to die in a sense. It's almost like Inception, where...
Why would they want to die if they keep getting scared of it?
Well, you'll see that the one guy tries to commit suicide. We'll get to that in a moment. It's almost like Inception to me, where they realize that their death doesn't really have any consequences. In Inception, like they'll kill themselves to bring themselves out of like a level of Inception. It's kind of the same thing here. The red is important here because that lined up perfectly, if you link up the trailers, with the red lights on the skeletons when Mads Mikkelsen brings in his soldiers. So it almost seems like Mads Mikkelsen is in another reality that's linking with this reality. As we've seen multiple times now, there seems to be alternate realities that are linking together. So Mads is linking up perfectly with this, with bringing his soldiers into play. His shoulder thing is freaking out here, and it almost seems like it's like a heartbeat quickening, right? So it might be linked up with the baby, which is inside the vessel on his chest.
Right.
Maybe like he is protecting the baby right now. The baby has to be important.
Right.
Like they're trying to keep this baby safe for some
maybe
reason.
the baby is. So remember what his whole thing was? There was a connection, about connections that you make. He was saying about you call this person on the phone and everything like that. I'm thinking again that the baby is another player, that you can't do anything and you're relying on another player to actually nurse you into life.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I'm
I mean,
not gonna
it's
like
Hideo Kojima.
say exactly, right? Anything is possible here. The baby is clearly very important though, and maybe it represents like humanity as a whole and things
Maybe.
coming back, because at the beginning, Norman Reedus keeps talking about an explosion. An explosion that did this, an explosion did that, an explosion that ended the world. So maybe humans, Hideo Kojima is very much about like preserving the world and nuclear fallout and all this. Maybe this is a world where we have destroyed everything. Humans are responsible for the end of the world, and maybe the enemies are beings that have come to our planet knowing that we are responsible for ending things, and maybe they're trying to remove us from existence or whatever, and we keep having to prove ourselves. Who knows? Maybe they're like, we're being reborn to try and make things right. I don't know. That's just like a possibility that's popped into my head at the moment. But there you can see the silhouette there. His heartbeat might be going quickly here. This guy gets dragged away by the creatures from Ghost with Demi Moore. And I don't know why this guy waits so long to kill him. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Like, why is he waiting? Why is he waiting until he's far away to do it?
Well, if anything, that's the thing, is he doesn't want it to be done when it's close to him.
Right. And also, silence is important too, because Norman Reedus at one point says, "Don't even breathe." So it seems like, okay, so this lines up perfectly with the previous trailer where Mads comes in and does the same motion. So that might be Mads Mikkelsen right there. And you can see he also has the mask on, the skull mask, although his looks a little bit more silver than gold.
And his
thing is different. Yeah, he's got 3 instead of 4.
Right, and it's yellow too instead of
right. But that also makes me question. It almost seems like he is alerting them, warning them.
Right. Well, that's the thing is like, and what's weird is that he floats down, like he's able to fly. Like, why the fuck is he able to fly?
And it also brings the question, like, is he helping them? because everybody assumed in the previous trailer that Mads is a villain.
Right?
And maybe he is, but
In
maybe in other realities. Maybe there's different realities where he's
but
good
it's
and
one of
bad.
those things where your connections, and it could also play on, again, Hideo Kojima is fucking bizarre out there, and so I like it because maybe it's, again, playing the idea you have a connection with somebody else, what you do affects somebody else, and whether or not, you might be doing something, the path to good intentions is paved with, or the path to evil is paved with good intentions.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be the same idea where you're doing everything to help others around you, but what you're actually doing is killing other people. Maybe the beings that you're seeing and that you're taking away, like your death actually affects somebody else in another reality who's trying to do good. You can't see them because they look like an evil creature. I mean, there's so many different ways they can go with it.
Yeah. So here, the baby showed up for some reason, right? But what's interesting here is keep an eye on when he removes it from his chest. Once the oil, because I think it is oil, because remember how whales are important?
Right.
So I feel like it's oil. He is freaking out. For some reason, the thing has stopped beating, like it's a heart. Maybe it's because the baby came in. But as these things come up, and one of those is Hideo Kojima, by the way, one of those black figures.
No, of course.
He takes it off his chest and throws it down, and because of that, his shoulder piece is now deactivated the moment he removed it. See how it's deactivated now? So clearly the baby being there is what keeps that active. It's almost like they're linked together. So he's trying to kill himself here because he knows he's dead anyway, and he doesn't want to suffer whatever torturous fate it is going to be, because he must know that death doesn't have ramifications. He's going to be reborn anyway, right? That's what I think. So he fails killing himself here, but he's so desperate, so terrified of his fate, that he takes a knife out and starts jamming it into his chest. That terrifies me. And I think it's so cool because that shows how scary the villain is in this game. Whatever is coming is that he's that determined to kill himself that he starts stabbing himself in the chest with a knife. That's intense. And you can also see Norman is not at all fazed by this because he must also know as well, like there's no ramifications to death.
Is there any pattern for those lines as they're going up to the sky? Has anybody pinpointed that? Like, is it veins to something?
They're the strands, the ropes that connect all of us, right? That's got to be the symbology there. But notice there, the moment he picked up the baby, now his is active.
Yep.
But also see how his isn't beating anymore? Because it must be linked with the baby. When the baby is black, like is concealed, it almost seems like it links up with their body instead. Maybe the baby goes inside of them. I don't know, because as we're going to see in a moment, the baby's actually inside of Norman Reedus. So there is this gigantic figure. You were saying, like, the hands, the fingers, the strands, connecting things. Who knows?
Well, he's holding ropes, right. It's not even strings.
So I assume this kills Norman Reedus there.
Right.
So Norman Reedus dies, but as a part of this limbo, or whatever you want to call it, now it's like he's being reborn into whatever we want to call this water here. But it's almost like every time he dies, maybe he has the marks that are left from his previous life. I don't know, like it's almost like if you were to like scratch off marks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's almost like every time you die, maybe you get another handprint,
exactly.
either on your body or inside your body. So he's reborn. I don't know why there's two versions of him though. Like he's naked. This is the new Norman Reedus, but then at the bottom of the ocean here is the Norman Reedus that just died, and it goes inside his mouth. This is weird because the creature here, if you look really closely, is a whole ton of hands, is what that is. So hands, clearly very important. Symbology there. Not sure why, but hands, very important. Again, all the umbilical cords seem to be the whales are important. Oil's important. So I think there's going to be something about like preserving the environments, like, because conservation, all those kind of things. We saw Bridges there, which is an organization. If you look closely, it says Bridges, the United Cities of America. Guillermo del Toro in the previous trailer was wearing a badge that said Bridges, so maybe he's a part of that company. We don't know what that is yet. So this is one of the weirdest parts for a lot of people. We're going inside Norman Reedus' mouth, and of course, the baby's in here. Look on the left. See the hand print on the left there?
I see it.
So handprints are even inside of Norman Reedus' body.
Right.
Baby comes out. So either the thumb is just coming out of the mouth, or the baby is giving a thumbs up.
Right. That's what I'm not sure. And I think it's giving a thumbs up because of the way that's doing it. Because it's looking and it's directly holding its thumb out like that.
Right.
Like if it was pulling its thumb out, it would put the hand back down. Babies don't move like that. And with the amount of attention, he's giving the detail. I don't think he was just putting it up there.
Do you think that baby looks somewhat inhuman?
I think it's more.
The eyes are really far apart.
I think it's more Uncanny Valley than anything.
See, I don't think so. Because there's no Uncanny Valley with Norman Reedus or Mads Mikkelsen. I think the motion capture, facial motion capture
is different.
Yeah, but I feel like it's intentional. I don't know. There's something I think supposed to be off about the baby. I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling so far. Like almost like the baby isn't necessarily human. Coming back out, and Norman Reedus is now alive again, reborn maybe, whatever you want to call it, coming back to life. But when he comes back to life, for some reason he throws up these weird
cockroaches
that then fly. Yeah. Now, one of the things I noticed is he's not the only one. A lot of tears coming from eyes, not like a crying, but just like a single tear or 2 tears coming from each eye, just dripping down their face. You see it here as well. Almost like when he's reborn. I don't know if he's sad because it's like, I just want to die. Like, let me die. Like, why do I have to keep doing this over and over again? I don't know exactly, but there is the tear right there. So you saw the tear drop down his face, and now we got the 5 figures once again that we've seen in the very first trailer, the reveal trailer. We saw those figures in the distance, and that is Death Stranding. So there's definitely things to take away from it, but not so much that we know what this game is about yet.
But the most interesting thing out of all of this, while the trailer was definitely interesting in and of its own, at PSX, we got knowledge that there might be a playable version of some sort of this game.
Yeah, like I can't tell for sure if he was joking or not, but Mark Cerny said that after playing 4 to 5 hours of the game, this trailer makes sense to him. And first of all, that's crazy that this trailer makes sense, because it's just so bizarre. But on top of that, the fact that he said he's played 4 to 5 hours, I was like, really? There's 4 to 5 hours playable of this game?
Pierce said that Kojima said Norman is playable when he's in the water and finds himself.
Yes, he did say
that. So you have to go find your body. He
did say that, yeah. So, yeah, that probably is the case, right? So you're reborn, you go back to your body and bring it back to life, I guess. That would make sense. Yeah, that probably is. So that would be weird too. Like, depending on where you're reborn, I wonder if you have to go find your body and bring it back to life every time. Almost like, wasn't there a game like that?
I mean, there's a lot of games that are like that.
Wasn't Below, a game that still hasn't released, by the way, wasn't Below supposed to be like that?
Yeah, it's
where you die and you have to go back from the beginning and find your body and get your stuff back. So kind of like that, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that are like that. Diablo is like that. A lot of these games are the same thing.
Yeah.
You drop your stuff where you died.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought it was a phenomenal trailer, and I love the questions that it raises, and I love that the focus on cinematics, because I love Hideo Kojima for that. Oh, Boba Chat with a host of 14 viewers. Thank you so much. That deserves a wheel spin right there. 10 viewers or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. So let's pause. We actually skipped a little bit there. Let's back up. This is a new,
this is pretty cool.
New game here. So let's go to the prize wheel first. This one is for Boba Chat for a host of 14 viewers. Thank you so much, man. Oh my god, my nose.
I'm
dying. And okay.
Hey, welcome to the room, guys. Here's 25 XP.
25 XP to everybody in the room. That's a good one. Boom. There you go, guys. 25 XP to all. Way to go, room. Shout out Boba Chat, of course. Yes, everybody go follow Boba Chat right now. One of the best streamers you can find on Twitch. All right.
Also somebody who deserves partnership.
Yes, and he's on his way.
He's making great strides too. Like every time I watch him, I feel like he has more and more average viewers. Like he went from having average viewers of like 60s to 80s to now I think his average viewership seems to be in the hundreds.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Climbing quickly. Way to go, Boba Chat. All right, and moving on back to the trailers here. This one is for Witchfire, which is done by the guys who did The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
I saw the trailer. It's like from the people that brought Ethan Carter. I'm like, oh, okay, a game I might have some interest in at some point. And then it was like, and Bulletstorm. And I'm like, okay, you have my complete attention now.
Yeah, weird combination right there.
Yeah, right? What partnership is that?
Not what I expected. Thank you
Joe
for another host.
Thank you so much with 9 viewers.
9 viewers, yeah, very nice. Appreciate that. You guys are awesome for the host today. We're gonna get some more viewers in here as we wrap up. It's totally different from Ethan Carter, but also that was a very visually stunning game from a realism standpoint, and this one seems to be as well. Witchfire. After that, Media Molecule actually got their little reveal trailer at the Game Awards instead
did.
of PlayStation Experience, but it was only like a little 2-minute thing, and then at PSX they had a whole panel, which we'll get to. But I was a little surprised that we didn't get more as far as PSVR goes.
VR, like
Yeah.
the fuck, guys, like this game is made for it. Like, I don't think they have to know. Someone like me who has only moderate interest in a game like this as it stands. You have a huge amount of interest because it's your type of game. But me, I'm like, it could be cool. If they said the words VR, I'd buy this.
Right.
Probably day one.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge. Why are you not going that route yet? Like, why are you... Is there something wrong with the way that it might work in that? Or
I think this game is still a little further away than we think it is. I think it's late 2018, so they have a little bit of time.
Late fiscal 2018.
They've got GDC, they've got E3. This is the kind of game that gets shown off at GDC because it, game developers and we all become developers when we try and make something in this game. The tools are even more insane than ever before. I saw during the panel that they've got like a robust music system where you can really make some awesome music in this game. There's 3 playable stories that somehow link together, even though they're very different. Like one's like a point and click noir, one's like a sci-fi story. So they're very, very different, and to show off like the wide range of creativity that is involved with Dreams and how far you can go if you want to. So that's really cool that they've provided a story mode.
If you ever felt intimidated by the levels that you saw people make on Little Big Planet, good luck with this game.
They said you could really create anything you wanted in this. You could create an RPG.
I saw.
You could create...
We just saw a bunch of them.
Yeah, you can create anything.
We basically saw a remake of, it looked like Centipede or something along those lines. We saw like an open world thing where this little kid was running around. Like, there's everything in there.
Does say 2018 there, though.
Fiscal 2018.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I do think it's going to be a little further than people wanted it. I think people were hoping for like first half. I think it's going to be second half.
Oh, absolutely.
Meet Vincent and Leo in the new trailer for Way Out. How about that guy, man? Joseph Faros.
Oh my god, that was so out there.
Oh, that guy is just bizarre.
He is. Did you see the thing about them warning?
Yes.
Was that posted to you?
Yeah, he's leaked promotional material for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, the guy is a little too passionate.
Yeah.
He's
a loose cannon.
Turn it down a notch.
Right?
Come on, man. Like, the thing is, it made me kind of sad because Jeff Keighley was so clearly trying to put on a classy show.
Absolutely.
While having some jokes and jabs, but then he comes out there saying, fuck the Oscars, and giving the middle finger. And it's like, oh, Jeff, you were so close to getting a full show with no dumb controversy. And then this guy comes out and ruins it.
We got rid of Schickman. Instead, we got Joseph.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
I wish he wasn't there, but...
People loved him. I thought it was
Oh,
definitely
my
entertaining.
God.
You're right.
I can't breathe.
I can hear it.
Sorry, guys. My nose is so stuffed right now. I can't even breathe. I can't even breathe right now. Oh my
That's
god.
so irritating. Then after that, we got the shadow drop for the new PUBG map, which was kind of hinted at. Both Fortnite and PUBG, most people had seen coming if you paid attention to the company's like things that leaked and everything like that. So this was the desert map, which I still have not played yet, but I watched some people play. Definitely a different take on it, on the game. It's still, people are still trying to get used to with the way the map flows and everything like that. With the current map that we have now, in the fields and everything, people have their set, this is a good area, this is a good area, stuff like that. So the desert definitely gives a different vibe.
Yeah.
There's definitely, like they said, they did promise and they did deliver. There's much more verticality. Though when I thought verticality, I thought there was going to be a lot more skyscrapers and tall buildings, but there seems to just be a lot more mountains and cliff faces.
I thought it was hilarious that they basically showed 2 trailers in a row to try and remind people that it was coming to Xbox One.
Right?
I was like, we get it, guys. It's coming to Xbox One. They really, really, really need that game, clearly. They're like, we need this. We need this to do well.
A lot of money in that game, I think.
Yeah.
Also, I do hate this trailer because the game plays nothing like the trailer shows. Like, why is that guy doing a flip? Like, why is that guy
Never seen that before.
Like, this guy is running like very smoothly. I don't ever see like any character running that smoothly. They're constantly like jumping around all over the place.
After that, a game with the worst title in the world.
I disagree strongly. After that, we got a really cool game by the name of GTFO. moniker for Get the Fuck Out. But this game looks really cool. What your personal opinion of the game is aside,
It does look cool.
It looks like Left 4 Dead meets Evolve.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of was Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it's like Left 4
I
the
almost
vibe I got
wondered
was
if it
Evolve.
was going to be Left 4
Left 4
Dead.
Dead, like a new take on it.
Yeah, like a new take on it, but it's a small team, like a very small team, like less than
Is it?
10, I want to say.
Well,
maybe.
Payday, I mean, that's how Payday's always been. I don't always love the controls for Payday. I think like some of their guns feel far better than others. Game is fun. Name is I think the name's perfect. I think you're gonna.
I think
like,
it flows off the tongue well, just because we're all so used to saying GTFO. But I feel like it's really lazy, and I think that overall it kind of gives a bad vibe, just because anybody who knows what it means, I just feel like I don't really like that.
Yeah.
That the game is basically called Get the Fuck Out, but
Right.
you're just abbreviating it.
Let's get the fudge out, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of rubs me the wrong way personally, but I see people saying it and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna play some GTFO." Like,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
It flows off the tongue really easily, so that's good, I guess.
I like that a lot. So I'm definitely interested in that. After that, we did have Metro Exodus' new trailer.
This
which you
trailer
thought was
really
weird.
disappointed me.
Yeah, you and I don't remember it enough to comment on it, but you were saying that you thought it was visually lacking.
Dean and I reacted together to
Yeah,
Metro
at E3.
during E3 because you weren't there yet.
Right.
And we didn't know what Metro really was at that moment. We knew what it was, but we never played it. But we were looking at it, we're like, damn, like visually, this
great.
looks amazing. Like one of the best looking games we've ever seen. And then this trailer, honestly, like, it doesn't look any better than any other third-person shooter. And I don't get it. Like, what happened? Is it just that because the previous trailer was, like, down in, like, the dark caves and the lighting was more dynamic and all this? But I don't know. It just, this didn't look near as visually stunning as that first trailer. Obviously, that doesn't mean anything as far as the quality of the game. It could still be an awesome game. I didn't really like Metro 2033, to be honest with you. It kind of bored me. But I know a lot of people are really into this series. So, yeah, I just felt like I was a little taken aback. I was like, wow, this is Metro Exodus. Okay.
Rick said it perfectly. I think the open world hit them hard, and I will definitely agree with that. You see this constantly, where a game, when you see, I see this a lot with like Bethesda games. So when you see like early things for Fallout and stuff like that, as time goes on and as they start adding more, they obviously realize that they can't have the same visual quality that they gave you in the original concept. They might have gotten ahead of themselves, or they might have just known what they were doing, and they thought it was worth the sacrifice to get the attention and the hype.
Yeah.
But as you go bigger, obviously you have to make sacrifices somewhere, and I think obviously visuals are one of the first ones that go, and this is going to suffer from that. I still think it looks fine. Ubisoft as well. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Ubisoft is actually a better example, because I think Far Cry is actually the worst culprit to all of those. Far Cry and Assassin's Creed.
And lastly, we don't have the trailer for it, but Sea of Thieves finally has a release date coming out March 20th,
I'm
2018.
so much more excited for that game than I thought I ever would be.
Yep.
Not a ton, it's not like it's like a huge thing. It's like when I most anticipated, but it's definitely, I have all intents to buy that the day it comes out.
Oh, really quick too, speaking of release dates, somebody saw that they might have given away the release date right there
August
with the
8th
flipping.
or something like that?
August 8th, I think was what was in there, yeah, so.
I pay attention.
Yeah. Good on Reddit for figuring that out.
Yeah,
Moving
right.
on to PlayStation Experience. As we talked about earlier, the show itself, the keynote, I can understand why they lowered expectations. It is not at all the show the previous 2 years where it was this event revealing new games, revealing new trailers, all this kind of stuff. It was a sit down with like 4 different development groups and just kind of very casual, just kind of chatting. And the only thing that really was like a big gameplay demonstration was Detroit Become Human.
Yes.
But it was really, really cool.
Right, I am so down for this. So do you want to start with this and then go back to the ones we were missing?
Yeah, let's start with Detroit Become Human, since it's up on screen right now.
This spoke to me immediately.
Yes, this was like one of the first trailers we saw, but we saw like a very short snippet with all the different like variations over the course of 2 minutes. This one we actually saw a full playthrough of what could happen depending on what you choose, whether if you save the fish or not, for instance. What do you think would have happened if you didn't save the fish?
So I honestly think that people are, if you're thinking it's going to majorly change the game, I personally think that you're kind of getting a little bit fooled. I think it is more so just about the time. Obviously, as you wait and more time goes on, you see officers getting shot and killed.
Right.
So I think that every little bit that you do, every single thing that you do, obviously eats that away at time. If you just stand in the middle of the room, the timer is going to slowly move, versus when you do actions, the timer is going to take like little chunks here and there, and then obviously if you take too long, he's going to kill the little girl.
Right.
So I think this was a cool little thing, and I think it was just a nice way to show. And I think maybe one of the changes will show his humanity. If you don't die in this, and this character lives on, if you let's say maybe they'll scan, for things, and they'll show that you have a humanity, more of a humble side to you, where you'll save, innocent things like animals that should, for all intents and purposes, be ignored. Stuff like that.
Right. The only thing I can think during the demonstration is like, but it wouldn't happen if somebody like tried to run away and slipped on the fish.
Right. When that was a hope and everything like that.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that would be funny. I don't think that that's what they were setting up for.
I don't think so either. I agree with you.
But this definitely plays on all the vibes that I loved about Heavy Rain, which was the Ethan investigation stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of the best parts of Heavy Rain. What's really cool here is to see the percentage go up and down depending on what you do.
I loved it,
and
even
then,
during the interaction.
That's what was really cool about it, because like you go into that final interaction, it's like, oh, we're at like 78% now. It's like we're good, but then we go into the interaction and it goes up to 90. But then there was a moment where it goes back down too. So it's like
no,
even though you feel like you might have everything in place, like you might be at 100% before you go into that final interaction. But then that moment, the what you choose as dialogue there could just ruin everything right off the bat. Like, I wouldn't have brought the gun.
No, I thought that was a stupid idea, but at the same time, like, it was one of the only ways that I think most people will feel comfortable ending that situation, which kind of just shows you, which is what I love about these types of games that they've indicated. Like, it's perfect because it's a different grasp for, people's side of what they think is right and wrong, which is exactly what this game is all about. Like the scene, like what I love is when you see in this clip, you'll see the audience reactions, like the reactions people were giving to this, like the emotion that it was bringing out in people, the entertainment. That's what I'm living for out of this type of thing. Like I think this will be my ideal version of Until Dawn.
Yeah, and that's what's great about these demonstrations. Until Dawn was the same way. Like, the audience gets so into it. This is a great way to show off a game, to let the crowd shout out and be like, do this, do that. It really creates an exciting environment, and it's why it was the standout moment from PSX for a lot of people. He's a murderer who took a little girl hostage. Yeah, what do you think of, like, his reasoning? Did you feel like the writing there was warranted, that, like, he was being replaced and all this? Like, what did you feel about the story that was being told?
So I thought the story was a little, I want to say lazy.
Right. A little cliche.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why. I think it's more so just that it was cliche. So they definitely could have, put a little bit more, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's a tried and true thing, this and that. It's not that this person was cheating and this person that. It's the same idea, crimes of passion. But just goes to show you that these robots, but it's not cliche because he's an android and these things are just supposed to obey, blank, yes and no orders.
I'm enjoying watching these guys try to get the vault combination. It's taking them forever. They've
been doing this for like 25 minutes.
Wolfie says, I was not happy with PSX. I wanted more games and reveals.
The thing is, yes, we all wanted it, and I even said, so here's the thing, I said it on the show here, and I said it in our private conversations, like, I was really disappointed with how much they were downplaying. Oh, good job, Alex. Finally. 85 XP. But I was really bummed with how much they were downplaying the PSX conference and the keynote and everything like that, saying there wasn't going to be many reveals. But I understand now why, and I think it was perfect, and I'm glad that they did. I don't need as much, like, I don't need brand new games all the time, and I think when they did it, you got games like what's that one, the MOBA, the weird MOBA, Paragon.
Yeah,
you get things like Paragon, and you get a lot of these weird things that nobody really wants. PSX last year was phenomenal.
Yeah, so good.
Last of Us 2 and
that was because last year Paris Games Week was barely anything.
Right, and that's the thing, is so you have to temper your expectations with these things, and that's, I think, why I like that. But I did like this approach, because this isn't a conference I normally would have gone out of my way to watch had I know what was in it. But that said, I'm glad I watched it now, because this is a good take on things. I like the humor and the you know, how easygoing everything was. Seeing that side of what's his name from God of War? Barlog.
Oh, Corey, yeah.
Yeah, Corey Barlog. That was entertaining. As
Yeah, I like that guy a lot.
Yeah,
how
so-
how casual and just like laid back he was. I like that guy a lot. I think he does a great job. It's cool to me that he did God of War 2, right? And then he went on like a walkabout basically, where he just like left gaming and he actually got into film a little bit and found himself in a way, and now came back. And I just think he's going to do something so cool with God of War. I can't wait to see what he does. I don't disagree with Wolf Yee here. I almost wonder if like they should have just done panels instead. Because if they were to just get rid of the keynote and do everything as panels, I think people would have been okay with it. I think by making it a keynote, people just expect off the bat, like this immediately. It's like, if the keynote, that means we get reveals and announcements and surprises.
Yeah.
But if they were to take each of those little developer moments from the keynote and just make it a panel instead, I think people would have been wouldn't have complained about that. But
I can get that.
But either way, I enjoyed what I watched. I think it could have been done as panels instead, but I did enjoy it, and I didn't have expectations that were high at all. So I came out of it like, yep, that was kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah,
they lowered my expectations, and I could see exactly why they did. You know, but Detroit Become Human actually is back on my radar after that. I just hope that I hope that they could find a cool way to get all these stories they're telling to feel cohesive.
Agreed.
So God of War. We talked about it during the keynote. Corey Barlog let out one important tidbit, and that's how long the game is. Really surprising that it's going to be 25 to 35 hours long.
For reference, I think God of War 3 was the longest at about 10 hours.
10 to 12, yeah.
At the most.
Yeah.
And what's even more entertaining is Mark Cerny is like, oh, you're telling them this?
Yeah.
You want to do this right now? Like, and it was kind of one of those things like, shit, you weren't supposed to do that. You know, and that was his nice way of doing it.
And he even said, like, we thought it would be 10 to 15 hours, and now we're doing playtesting, and somehow it's 25 to 35. So they didn't even expect it to become that, but it did. I wonder if they're going to remove some things, because once you get to 25 to 35 hours, then it becomes a question of, okay, is this bloated?
Right.
Is this padded? Do we need to change the pacing? So I hope that they have enough time to get things
in a game like
smooth.
God of War. It's not like The Witcher or Skyrim or any of these other large open world games. You don't need the game to take that long to finish.
Yeah.
So.
Going back to the beginning of our list here, Dreams, we got the reveal at the Game Awards, but there was a panel for Dreams yesterday, and they showed off some really cool gameplay. They showed off the music, where a guy actually made a whole musical theme live on stream, and it turned out awesome. It's like, wow, like you can actually do this in the game. So Dreams looks really, really cool and more creative than ever, really, when it comes to Media Molecule.
Yeah.
And once you guys have the tools in your hands, especially aspiring game developers, I think we're going to see some freaking awesome stuff.
I think that's what's most appealing to me, is seeing these people that have talent that just don't have easy ways to express it all the time. That's what I'm excited for.
How about that little surprise that Sean Layden laid down with Kind of Funny? Sitting down with Greg Miller. Greg Miller, once again, a million times over, asked where the hell our name changes. And surprisingly, he said, I think you're not going to have to ask that again next PSX.
Which is amazing.
Which implies that it's coming in the next year.
New console coming your way.
Finally.
No more PSN tags. Everybody has to start from scratch. That's what he meant.
Yeah, I mean, that can't be possible.
No,
like,
it's not.
A lot of people are like, oh, they're going to add it, but it's going to mean losing your trophies and losing this and that. If that was the case, they would have done it already.
Mm-hmm.
Or why not just create a new name entirely, if that's the case? Like, no, they're taking so long to do this because they're trying to find a way to make it so you can hold on to your trophies, hold on to your library and all this kind of stuff. So I'm not sure why it's been such a coding disaster for them, but clearly it is, because it hasn't been easy for them to figure out.
Bustle Scab making a comeback.
Yeah, right. Going on to PSVR stuff, Last Guardian getting a little 20-minute free experience. That's really cool. If you get PSVR, I'm borrowing it for that.
I absolutely
I want to play Last Guardian PSVR experience, and also Wipeouts. Perfect for VR.
I'm hoping more so than anything else we get at least a demo of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one match, because I think that's all I'll be able to take, but I definitely want to try it.
Like, it comes with a vomit bag when you buy it?
Right?
Like, seriously.
You attach like a feed bag to the front of the VR over your mouth so that when you vomit, you don't have to move anything.
Yeah. That's going to be a nightmare for a lot of people. They ended the show with another T-shirt reveal for Shaw Layden. You were more excited about this than me.
I absolutely was. Sir Daniel Fortescue is coming back. The T-shirt was a little bit lacking when I looked at it online. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I decided not to grab it because I was going to buy it. They were actually selling it on the Gear store. But yeah, they're going to be remaking Medieval, and it looks like it might be, at the very minimum, a full remake of the game in the same vein that Ratchet and Clank was.
And Crash Bandicoot.
And Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% on board for it. I would love to see that series come back. I think at the time we're at, you can do much more with that game than you could then. One of the things I was thinking, like, people are like, it was weird, it was dumb, it didn't need to exist, but it was just, people liked it. But think of it this way, like, you're up at a castle and you're at a door and you have no way to get in, so you take your eye out and you roll it under the door and you look around, and then you take your hand off, and now you're controlling your hand.
Yeah.
You can only see it from this angle of your eye, so you're looking around with your eye while moving your hand at the same time. There's so many different things that you can do with that game, and I'm thinking that this is definitely the right time to bring it back.
Yeah, I played a tiny bit of Medieval way back in the day. It was never like a series I cared about. So, but happy for everybody else.
Yeah.
We already talked about Death Stranding a little bit, but there was one thing they laid down. Oh, actually, you already talked about that. We talked about Mark Cerny saying 45 hours. And
Yep.
So we already talked about that.
Possibly. Yeah.
Shuhei has confirmed that Days Gone is coming in 2018. I think some people are getting a little nervous about that.
Okay.
But it is coming in 2018 according to Shuhei Yoshida. And then, lastly, there was a panel for The Last of Us that was really good. Everybody should watch The Last of Us panel. And the Uncharted 10th Anniversary panel. Those are both really, really great panels. Yep. One of the big surprises for me during The Last of Us panel is that the game is further along than I thought. Neil Druckmann said 50 to 60% along. Surprised.
That I'm actually not as surprised about it as you are. I didn't think that they would bother to start showing anything.
Yeah.
Again, I thought that we were going to get the tease at PSX. After we got that, I was like, okay, we're not going to see anything for a while, and then we got another one. We got that trailer. For me, in my opinion, they wouldn't have bothered showing that if they weren't, pretty sure that they would be able to release this game within 2 years.
Yeah.
So I think this game is going to be a late fiscal 18 or a late fiscal 19. Game.
Yeah, I still think it's definitely not 2018.
No.
I can't imagine it would be
late fiscal 2019 game. I think it's going to be a February game.
I'm trying to think if they revealed anything else there. They talk about Lev and Yara. They are siblings, and they were a part of the religious cults, and left, and I'm not sure who the mystery woman is. They wouldn't really. They were very cagey about that. Very mum about that. One thing that Druckmann did reveal, because they brought in. I'm drawing a blank on her name. The woman that is co-writing with Neil Druckmann, she's actually a writer on Westworld, and she came in to help Druckmann with the middle part. Druckmann knew what he wanted to start and close with, and brought her in to help him out figuring out the whole middle portion.
Oh, so it's me.
Right, yeah. And she was talking about one thing that she added about one of the discussions he had, and they went silent, like, well, we can't talk about that. Then Neil Druckmann's like, oh, you know what, I'll just say it. Like he's like, one of the first days, what's her name is on the project, and she went home that night and talked to her husband and said, I think I just made a baby today. And that's all he would say. So I guess somebody gets pregnant in The Last of Us Part 2.
And I think that's one of the things, like one of the theories that I had immediately was, don't worry, we'll get him back. Ellie had a kid, and the Fireflies wanted to take it.
That would be nuts.
Yeah, Ellie had a kid. The Fireflies wanted it because it had the same medical properties as Ellie had, but they knew they couldn't fuck with her, so they took the baby because it was much easier, and now they're going to fight to get it back.
Yeah, that's a possibility. The only thing that pops in my mind, and this isn't like a for sure thing, but they did imply that Ellie might be a lesbian in Left Behind, but at the same time, it was also kind of just like these two really close friends were together. They don't know anything besides the world that they're in. They don't even know what being straight or lesbian is necessarily, like it might have just been two best friends like sharing a moment.
Right.
It might not be that Ellie is a lesbian.
Address that. They could have they named it. But I think honestly, like, I am pretty set in my theory only because of that was my immediate go-to in that first trailer. So I think because that was my immediate thought, now that he said that, it's definitely just reinforcing it more than anything else. And they never really said that she's a lesbian. They never defined anything like that. Plus, if Ellie knows that she has, something inside of her that could help humanity in general, she is definitely the type of selfless person that would do whatever she needed to help anybody else. So if she needed to procreate, even if she was, let's say, a lesbian, she would definitely...
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
my thought.
One thing that I also noticed Druckmann said is that the structure of the game he feels is risky. He was kind of implying that that they wanted to tell a story in a certain way, and some people might not like it, and not a lot of other games do it, or any other game do it. And the first thing I thought is that like this is truly going to be like 2 time periods. Like let's say it is Ellie's mom, the one character, like. Maybe the game like literally just goes back and forth between two time periods the whole way through, and just kind of leads up to the death of Ellie's mom, but how that somehow relates to what's also going on presently with Ellie.
Do you want to hear my theory on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
At the same time, you're going to get right before the last chapter of the game, you're going to get the death of Ellie's mom, and then at the last chapter, you're going to get death of Ellie.
Yeah, I honestly could see that happening. I don't think that Ellie is safe at all. I think Ellie could certainly die in this game. I think both of them could die. I don't think either of them are at all safe. Yeah, it's going to be a game that I think is very polarizing. I'm going to call it now. Like I think that it's going to be like
some people
so
love it,
splits,
and some people are going to loathe it because this is against what they started in the first one and this and that. Like, yeah, not having what's his name. To be there to balance out Druckmann's darkness is gonna. Yeah,
maybe. Although he did also say during the panel that there are comedy moments, there are lighthearted moments, there's hope in this game. He's like, just because the theme is hate doesn't mean that there aren't going to be those moments. Do we think Joel kills himself? Because at that point, what does he have? If Ellie dies, that would be a tremendously dark ending. Ellie dies and Joel kills himself. I don't think it would be that dark, but. I do think that there's a possibility that Ellie it could die. I don't think that she's safe. I will say that. Otherwise, there's the Ghost of Tsushima panel. Nothing too much revealed there. They didn't show any gameplay. They just talked a lot about the history and how they had to try so hard to keep it secret and one leak that almost happened and stuff like that. The one thing that disappointed me a little bit is I really don't want this game to be 100% just historically accurate. Where it's just like, this is grounded in reality. We're telling an historical moment in history, even though they're going to take, creative liberties and tell their own story with their own characters and whatnot. I would really like there to be some type of fantasy element. I don't want it to be totally grounded in reality, but I have a feeling it's going to be. Based on everything they were saying in the panel, like, this is just a historical game. Which is fine. That's what they want to do. I trusted Sucker Punch, but I can't deny that I would love for them to sneak in a twist like, wow, like this is historically accurate, but we're going to throw this fantasy element in there too, but
yeah, I don't think we're going to get that. I think you're going to be a little bit disappointed in that design.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. How long was the Last of Us 2 panel? Like 55 minutes maybe, something like that.
Long?
The Uncharted 4 panel was around the same length, or the Uncharted 10th anniversary panel, I should say, which was great. So good. Everybody should watch the Uncharted panel. That was so good. And emotional too. And I think that is going to wrap up the show tonight, guys. I need to blow my nose. I can't breathe.
I need to pass out and after I get out of my car. Not while I'm in it.
Yes, it's kind of cold out. You don't want to fall asleep in your car tonight.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
All right. Thank you so much for watching tonight, guys. A lot of support, a lot of hosts. Did we get all the... We spun for Boba Chat, right?
Yes.
We got Boba Chat's wheel spinning there. And thank you to the host from Joe also.
After work.
Really appreciate that host. And all the subs tonight. I will be sub gifting Syndrome.
Yeah, I think it was Syndrome.
Syndrome as well. So we'll be sub gifting him. I'm going to figure out how to get that done. Next week we will be doing another sub patron giveaway since we missed the one last month. So keep that in mind. Miss Mel gets a $20 PSN card. We'll be sending that out. And thank you so much, guys. We'll see you throughout the week with gaming talk shows and game streams. I'll be doing Persona 5 Monday and Wednesday. I'll be doing Fortnite 50v50 on Friday. What are you doing this week?
Saturday. Well, I'm going to be doing my game streams this week. I'll probably be doing the Overwatch Christmas event, which is Tuesday.
Cool.
Saturday, if you guys would like, I might do a post Star Wars reaction.
Oh, you're going to see Star Wars?
Saturday.
Or Saturday?
Yeah, because I figure that you're not going to be able to go this weekend. So I would want to talk about it, but obviously not with you.
No.
So I might do that on Saturday night if people would like that.
Miss Bell gets a $20 Big Mac card. All right, guys. We're going to go to sleep. Thank you so much for watching, though. Again, we'll see you throughout the week.
Raid.
Yeah, stay around for the raid. As always, stay around for the raid, following the credits and all that.
Please click it.
And I will see you throughout the week. Until next time, guys, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up.